But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do this.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Jimmy's back.
Jimmy's back. Dino's back.
I was gone. I did Jeff Ross's show.
How was that?
Huh?
It was fun, man. Yeah. It was me and Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee
I love Bobby
is
Lee.
a funny
I love Bobby
fuck.
Lee.
I don't know what to make of him. Is it a work or is he really weird?
He showed up in a fucking hat and a weird mustache. He looked like Mako from MASH, the guy that would make all those appearances.
Yeah.
He's just a funny fucking... Bobby Lee's one of the funniest guys ever.
I love him. He's scared to do our show, I think.
He loves it. No, he loves you guys.
Oh,
He
good,
asked about
good.
us. And yeah, he loves the show.
I don't know. Is he really a complete psycho weirdo or is it part of his act?
I'll put it to you this way. He was good. He was walking around a little weird. And at the end, of course, the big closer for the night, and I don't think it'll make the air, was Bobby Lee's cock almost coming out again because he just pulled his pants down and like the top of his shaft and his pubes were showing and his ass.
He does love pulling out his dick.
He's a nervous Nelly.
He's
man.
a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits we did at the old studio was we had this console. Here we go again. The bitching starts, but really quickly. This just shows you how well XM was to us. They even made the console like rise up because we decided, we told Eric Logan, some days we're going to want to stand and do our radio show. And if you stand, everything is way too low to get at.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, we'll make the whole console rise.
Yeah, you just press the button and the whole console lifts it up.
So we can make it kind of like a bar.
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of leaning on the console and doing radio. And we decided to try that out with Bobby Lee and not tell him as we moved the thing up and down during his performance, his appearance. And we all sat there making believe we didn't see what was going on. And he was trying to get any of our attention, any one of our attention to go, you see this, right? And none of us would fucking lead on that, we were fucking with him.
He told the makeup girl, I was in makeup with him,
Yeah.
and he's like, and he was talking about our show, and he's like, and these guys always play mind games with me. Oh, they always play mind games with me. They always play mind games with me. It was me, Bobby, and this girl from Little Miss Sunshine, Mary Ellen, I can't say her last name.
Was she the girl?
I don't know. I've never
The
seen
little
it.
kid?
I don't know.
How old
was
was
she?
She's a stand-up. She's probably in her late 20s. Or maybe she's 30.
She might be the little girl.
No way.
That movie's been out for a while.
She's doing.
No, I think it was probably
She was in that zombie movie too, Zombieland.
Really?
And then
I bet you that movie's 10 years old by now. I bet you there's 10 years on that.
It's an edgy show, Jeff's show. He did a Trayvon joke. Like, he's doing, like, fucking...
Abigail Breslin's the little girl.
Oh, okay.
Who did Mary Ellen something play? I forget. Mary Lynn, I think her name was.
Who did Mary Lynn play?
She's a weird last name.
I'm trying to think because
I don't remember the movie that much.
The movie was just, I think, the girl and then the mother, who we've had on the show. Like,
yeah,
we talking about Marilyn Razcub.
Yeah,
Razcub. Yeah, she was on 24.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she's very nice.
She's very funny.
Who'd she play in that?
24?
No, Little Miss Sunshine.
I didn't see the movie. I just saw 24.
Right.
Oh.
With Keith Sutherland.
Was that the movie with Honey Boo Boo?
Oh God,
I'm a huge fan of Honey Boo Boo. Not even Honey Boo Boo.
Trash.
I'm a huge fan of the mom.
The mom.
The mom rules.
She is the breakout star, they say. Is the mom.
Is she going to call in?
Yeah, we're gonna get her.
Yeah, we're going to get her a call in with her.
I can't believe, and TLC, they have to do it. They show her age every time she talks. She's only 32 years old, this woman.
Do you think they know she looks terrible for
Holy
32?
fuck yeah.
When they put her age up there, I'm like, get what?
32. This is what I know about her so far. I think she's had at least three
Different fathers.
for her kids.
For her kids.
Because
one of her kids which are pregnant.
Right. Her oldest is 17 and pregnant, but the mom had that kid when she was 15, obviously.
Right.
That makes 32.
Yeah.
Then she has 3 other daughters, including Honey Boo Boo. And I think the 2 daughters have the same father. So it's 1, 2. And then Honey Boo Boo's, who's Honey Boo Boo's father? Because it's not Sugar Bear, I don't think.
No, I think he just split. I think that father's gone.
And Sugar Bear just sits there and chews tobacco and spits. I don't even know what he does.
I was tweeting the fact that I think if black people watch that show, it's like when white people watch First 48. It's like, oh, really? Okay, this. And then they just go, oh, shit, look at this white trash fucking family.
That's a fun family. Because everyone tweets me like, oh, I can't wait for you guys to make fun of this show. I guess we will in a way, but
it's like
that's a family that likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of love in that family. It's just a weird fucking setup.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not as bad as the pageant people, right?
No, I think
not that bad. No,
no, they get way worse, right? You know, but that pageants isn't going to be what Honey Boo Boo does. She's got a great personality.
Yeah,
she'll probably end up acting or something.
The kid is Honey Boo Boo, right?
Yeah,
the kid is fucking a mental patient.
She's got a big personality. Big personality.
Yeah, I think she's a psycho.
What a name that is,
kid.
Honey Boo Boo. Like,
They just
that's such
call
a
her
great
that.
name for a show. But I mean, here comes Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, no one's gonna forget it, right?
That's what they were calling her during the pageant, because all it was an appearance on one of the pageants on Toddlers and Tiaras, and they spun it off. And when I first heard, I'm like, why are they spinning that off? Like, there's 20,000 of these fucking little pageant bitches that they could make a show out of, but I guess they saw when they were filming, like, oh my God, we got to get this family on film.
We got to get the mom.
Yeah.
Who loves couponing.
Yeah, yeah.
She's kind of a hoarder too, right?
Yeah, she loves that couponing thing, that extreme couponing. So she goes to the store and gets like hundreds of dollars in groceries for $20 because she knows how to work the coupons.
But that means you got to get like 20 of every item.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Do they eat healthy?
Oh God, no.
It's all crap.
She weighs over 300 pounds. The mom, the daughters that are like 16, 15, they already weigh 175.
I thought one daughter was the pregnant one, but it wasn't. She's just fat. She's just got a big gut on her.
And Honey Boo Boo's already got a gut.
Oh, she's fat. She
can't fit into her dress
The
anymore.
kid, they're setting her up for the pageant, and they're trying to put her in a dress. She's sitting back on the couch, and she grabs her belly and goes, I got a belly.
Right. It's a great show. I'm all
hilarious.
in. I'm all in with Honey Boo Boo. But what were we talking about? Oh, Little Miss Sunshine and
which I haven't
Jeffrey
seen.
Ross and Bobby Lee. Okay. Bobby Lee's on that new show. I haven't seen it yet. Animal Hospital.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's on that. And he was in this movie that Anthony recommended to me that I
Was he in
rented
that?
over the weekend.
I'm getting a bad rap here.
Is it the same one I saw?
Recommends.
I kind of hate you right now.
I didn't recommend it.
That was my Friday night watching The Dictator. That movie sucked.
It did. I'm agreeing with you.
And then I started like I put his name and The Dictator in Twitter to see, and overall people just fucking hated the movie.
Hated it.
That thing fucking blew.
What I said was I was watching it and got a few laughs from it, a few of the scenes, but I didn't even finish watching the fucking thing. I had to just walk away. I didn't watch the movie.
I was getting like I was trying to hang in there, and I could get to the end of movies easily. 55 minutes in, I'm like, I got to turn this off.
It stunk.
I started getting mad.
Yeah, you get mad at watching a movie. I love that.
We get it. You're making the tourists think you're terrorists in the helicopter. Holy fuck! There was a better way to do that.
You didn't like that scene?
It was spoon-fed to you for 10 minutes before they started screaming.
All of his jokes were.
I only like his stuff that is unscripted. I think he's a genius unscripted. Like, he's the funniest guy ever when he comes to him. Like, the original Borat's and Ali G stuff.
I love Ali
and
G,
Bruno
yeah.
on the show.
I've never seen Bruno. I've heard mixed
No,
things.
not the movie.
No, I know. He was
on his show,
yeah. But I heard the movie Bruno.
I've heard the same.
Mixed reviews on that. But this Dictator, holy fuck.
Yeah. There were just a couple of lines that he said that were really funny. But I thought the movie stunk. Like I said, if I was going to recommend a movie, I think I would have watched the whole thing. I halfway through, I was just like, I stopped watching it.
It's funny because we're kind of hanging out on the couch. The kid is kind of chill, so I'm like, okay, Hunger Games or The Dictator? Hunger Games or The Dictator, right?
Oh, no.
And then I remember what you said, and I go, you know what? I haven't seen a good comedy in a while.
Hey, well, you're not going to see one turning that on either.
So instead of Hunger Games, which is an amazing movie, and I heard, Jimmy said he saw it recently, I went with The Dictator and went, oh, my God.
Terrible.
And Anna Faris was terrific because she's good in everything. She's good in bad movies because she just knows how to act. But fuck, Sacha Baron Cohen, go back to the drawing board, man.
Yeah.
Did that movie do well?
No.
It bombed in theaters and all that?
It bombed.
And the odd thing is that I'm doing my sleep study tonight, so I stayed up last night. Hunger Games was fantastic.
You really liked it?
Loved it.
Really?
I can't wait to watch it.
I thought it was really interesting. Very original. And Sutherland plays a real prick in it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. But I liked it so much. You see Hunger Games, Denny?
No, I did not.
I can't believe how much I liked it.
Yeah, I'll watch it tonight.
I watched that and a documentary called, I think, God is Bigger Than Elvis, or something like that. And it's a documentary about she was a hot starlet she's co-starred with Elvis, Brando, Montgomery Clift, a bunch of these guys. She was fucking smoking. And in 1963, she entered a convent. And has been there ever since.
Still there.
She left Hollywood to become a nun.
What the hell happened to her that forced her into that life?
When you hear her explain it, it's just, she said it was a calling, and she had gone up to the convent to relax one time while she was in between movie shoots or whatever, and she said something came over her there.
Something came over Elvis, all over her. Yes.
Yes, maybe after she was on a fucking rotisserie with him and Brando.
Yes, exactly.
Where do you find these movies?
HBO on
That's
demand.
an HBO. All right.
And there's a really
Is it a good movie?
well, it's a 30-minute documentary.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And she was engaged to be married. She was dating a guy for 5 years. And at the engagement party, she tells him, I have news for you. I'm going into a convent.
And he goes, ha ha, that's a good one. And then she goes,
Canceled the wedding. And I don't want to blow the whole thing, but it was really good, man. And
She was really hot.
She was beautiful. Look up her name. Her name is Mother Doris Hart. I think Hart or Dolores Hart. Doris Hart.
I bet she had a giant muff. I bet it was giant.
It probably looked like Christ's beard. That's what made her think of it.
Her panties look like the Shroud of Turin. Wow, yeah, she.
Yeah?
That's back in the day. They call it.
Yeah,
The
she
day.
was pretty, man. She,
Well, fuck, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah.
Half-hour documentary, I could do that. That's easy.
Doris Hart, just.
Is that her right there on the left?
Yeah, but no, that's not a good picture of her.
Actually, I could tell that's a
No.
good
Take out documentary.
That's not a bad picture of her.
She looks pretty.
Look her
Yeah, you
up.
could
I'm
tell.
a big fan of eyes.
No, where the
Got the nice.
Oh,
is that her?
Is that her name?
Oh, wow, who's
No.
that beast?
There's an unfortunate tennis player named Doris
An
Hart.
unfortunate tennis
How
player.
about Google? You got to find more images of her because I'm telling you, there's some fucking smoking hot pictures of her. Yeah, there she is. Like Elvis is kissing her.
Oh,
There.
oh well, I'm gonna kiss you.
Like, how
baby.
fucking cute is
I'm
she,
gonna
man?
kiss you. Oh yeah.
She was a really beautiful girl.
What a looker.
She had sex with Elvis, and that fucked her up.
That
huh?
fucked her up.
Well, she
right?
was, and again, she was with somebody for 5 years, so you know she was fucking him.
Oh man.
But they showed
Wait
a
minute.
bunch of.
Wait, I know that face.
Oh, that's like Doris Day or something.
Oh, okay.
Fucking who is that?
That's a very familiar face. I don't think that's her.
That's her, is it? That looked like.
She's 73 now. She's been in the convent since 63.
How does she look now?
I mean, show a picture of her now. She looks
it
just like an old lady, but
interesting
she for 73, she doesn't look bad. Like when you look at her at 73, you're like, all right, that's a tolerable.
Did she have an interesting
Look
life
at her.
so far?
Oh, I see her. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
was it Dolores Hart?
Yeah.
Oh, Dolores. That's my mother's name.
Second row to the left. That's her.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
her
go.
now.
Yeah, you could tell. But the eyes, she looks all right for
So
73.
she leaves.
Joe DeRosa would do her.
I bet nuns smell. Like kind of all bundled up.
She leaves this guy. She leaves this guy. He's in love with her. He's an architect. He's getting ready to build him a new house. And they fucking show him
Yeah.
later in the documentary, and he's still alive, and he's being interviewed. And you could tell he goes, "We were set to get married, and she had gone to this convent, and she got a letter, and they said, hey, you remember you said you wanted to come back, and that's what brought her back. They had sent a letter to her." So he goes, and she had you could tell he's still bitter about it. He's like, and they had outside forces interfered, but people found each other, and he's like, I've never gotten over her.
Wow.
And he goes, and they show him
Pussy
going
whipped.
up to the convent in now.
Wow.
And they're still close. And he goes, that's why I've been coming up to the convent for 47 years.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
He's
Move on,
still
you dummy.
in love with his whole
But he
life.
never got married?
Never got married.
Oh, my
He dated and stuff, but it looks like he never got married. He was so in love with her. And this is what religion does. Like, she was in love with God. And I guess it's a weird calling. But, like, this dumb woman, like, you had a guy here that would have given you everything, who obviously was dedicated to you.
I don't know if she's dumb, Jimmy.
Oh, she's as dumb as they
Jesus
come.
will give her
She,
everything.
she might.
Anyone that is...
She might have a really happy life.
No, you know what? She
We
might.
can't wrap our heads around it, but she might just be right where she wants to be.
Anybody that gives themselves a life of celibacy because they think God doesn't want them giving or getting dick is nonsensical. It's absolute
Yeah, they should
idiocy.
be allowed to do both. Get dick and
have sex.
No, I mean get dick and be a nun or...
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, priests or they should all be able to fuck.
Exactly.
It's absolute idiocy.
That's why Frank Monero left the priesthood. Right.
Who was that in
Saturday Night Fever. Tony Monero's brother.
Fuck, man, I'm going to watch this tonight.
Yeah, I didn't mean to give away the whole thing.
I
But
think
it's
you
only
just gave
30
away
minutes.
the ending.
I
Huh?
did, but I didn't
Fuck.
care.
Well, I do.
I didn't want to. It's a documentary.
Spoiler alert.
It's all a fact. Sorry, folks. I just got anxious. I was enjoying talking about
That
it.
was very good.
I wouldn't even say sorry because most people didn't even know about those movies. So
That's what I'm saying.
you gave them a little hope, and then you fucking crushed their dreams.
But it was
all
really
in one.
sad when he goes, that's why I've been coming up here for 47 years.
Do they still have some kind of relationship that's
They're
nice?
still close. I mean, he still talks to her, and they pecked goodbye. And, you know, he loves her. And he goes, I still feel the same way about her.
What an asshole.
He is a douche.
Jesus, dude.
He probably had a small dick, and she probably told him once, like, "What a big cocketh you have."
Cocketh.
Yeah, she probably said that. Then she shuffled off to Buffalo in the nunnery, and he's been jacking off to her muff ever since.
Oh, has to be.
He probably hates Christ. You stole my chick.
Yes, Jesus cock blocked him.
You don't think he's a God guy?
No.
Oh, he can't be.
How do you compete with Christ? Hey, I got my own firm here. I'm building us a house.
Yeah.
He's the Messiah. All right,
Thanks.
all right.
Outside Geneseo's an abbey where the monks are, and we would go there every once in a while. And there's a section for the public, and you could check out the monks doing their thing, where they do the whole silence thing and all that.
Christ.
And I'll never forget, they had the guys in the gray robes. Those are the monks. And then they had a guy that, I don't know, he was in kind of almost civilian clothes, sort of, but in between civilian clothes and this gray thing. And the guy explained to us, he's deciding if he wants to do this for the rest of his life. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then they gave the backstory. He's married with kids. Like, he's ready to give up all that to become one of these monks outside Geneseo in this abbey.
And you think the monks would go, stay with your wife and kids.
Yeah.
You shouldn't leave them.
I understand someone that's lonely and doesn't have a family already, but fuck, this guy's giving up, all that. And they're the type of monks, they're not allowed to talk. They don't talk.
That's stupid.
But they have one or two
that.
guys that are allowed to talk because they have to communicate with the outside world. And I always thought that wasn't fair.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden a guy in his gray robe, hi, nice to meet you. All right, we'll give you the tour of the abbey. And then they bring you into this hollow ground where they pray and all that shit. And the rest of them aren't allowed to talk. And all you hear is their footsteps and stuff. It's really creepy.
All those vows of
If you're
silence.
ever outside Geneseo, it's so worth checking out.
I used to go on a retreat to an abbey. I used to go twice a year on a sober retreat with other sober people. It was a men's retreat, and I would go every March and every December for 3 days. It was a weekend. It was a Friday, Saturday. I went twice a year for the first 9 years of my sobriety. I went to 18 consecutive.
Wow.
It was called a Matt Talbot retreat, and it was not aligned with any group or sober group. It was just a bunch of sober people who were going on this thing, and I went to many of them with sober friends.
Oh.
And it was a ritual. I would go, I wouldn't work, I would never take gigs, and it was nice. We would always stop off at Stewart's and have a hot dog. It was like a weird little fucking fun ritual, but I loved it up there.
Any gay sex?
No, that's when it was still payphone, so I was always called. I always thought my girlfriends were cheating on me, so I would always call back.
Yeah.
But there was run by sober
Something
monks.
chill about it, right?
The monks that were sober, they were all sober guys, and
They make beer. Isn't that what monks do?
they
No?
grew Christmas trees. That's how they made their money.
The one outside Geneseo was all about the bread. They had the best
bread.
raisin bread ever.
Oh, see, it's
I forgot the name of it.
But there's always
It's been a
something
while.
that they make, right?
Oh,
They
this
gotta
bread
make
was
something.
ridiculous how good it was. People would come just to buy the bread.
It better be, because that's their whole life, and if you could just go get it in the store,
Yeah.
it's like they got to make good shit.
And other knickknacks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird life.
They had an honor system. They had this like gift shop because no one really talks. It just kind of sat there, and then they had a box, so you buy shit and you put your money
oh, it's $1?
in. Right.
It's like $20, and you're like, oh, can't talk.
I used to like going there every once in a while just to chill out.
Yeah.
And you'd watch these guys just fucking in silence praying. It was just a weird scene.
That is odd.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ah, fuck that.
I still have my Matt Talbot sweatshirt. I love that sweatshirt. Yeah, I found that recently. I put it in storage, but I can't throw it out.
Let's see you wear it.
No, I don't want to show you.
Oh.
Because you'll sully it with your drunkenness.
I certainly will. I'll vomit on it. How ironic. Old drunk wine vomit.
I found a picture of all those guys. There's a bunch of us took a group photo. I haven't seen so many of them in many, many years, man. It's like, you're weird. Like, you know, you get older. It beats dropping dead when you're 30. But you realize, like, wow, I haven't seen that guy since I was 25.
Damn.
There was one guy, he was real loud, and his tongue would always hang out. But I just knew he was so happy to be away from his wife, so he went on, like, 4 retreats a year.
He just loved getting away from his wife.
Yeah, he would always laugh like this.
What was that? His tongue sticking out.
He was a big fat dude with mutton chops. He was the greatest, though. He was just so happy to be around the guys.
His tongue is sticking out when you laugh like that.
His tongue would just pop out. Yeah, I used to. He had like.
I don't like that at all.
You could not like him. He was he was always just telling funny truck driver stories. He was really a nice guy.
Speaking of truckers, we lost the Trucking Bozo.
What?
Remember the Trucking Bozo? He was a big supporter of our show.
Yeah, is that he died?
Yeah, he died over the weekend.
He was on the truck channel, right?
Yeah, he was.
How did it happen?
He, I don't know. He
Natural
left
or an abutment?
Well, the weird part is he left regular radio because he was sick, and he was only in retirement for a little while, and then he popped on XM.
Did we meet him, or did we just?
He used to talk about us here and there, man. He was a fan of what we did.
Oh.
I believe we did put him on the air a couple times back when we first started XM.
Huh.
Do we know anybody from the trucking channel here? There's somebody I've seen around that works for them.
I don't know.
I don't know who.
But the Trucking Bozo has passed.
Poor Trucking Bozo.
I'm not sure if a lot of people know that. That's why I wanted to mention it.
I didn't. I did not know at all.
And then John Valby's house burned down over the weekend.
Yeah, geez.
He's all right though.
His family's okay.
For a while there, I was wondering if he was in there. Yeah, that guy.
I didn't know him.
Trucking Bozo. What did he die of? Anyone know?
Looks like Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
Minute bomb, minute bomb, minute bomb.
Poor Valby, man. Your house burning down has got to be such a horrible thing because everything, your memories, your fucking kids' drawings, because he's like 10 kids.
Everything.
Valby is if he does one thing, it's drink and fucking pump out potent loads.
Yeah, he lost everything. The house is,
it's so awful.
It's completely done.
Do we have any news on that? Like,
they're estimating $500,000 he lost.
Yikes.
And all of
half a mil.
his fucking notes.
I think that's just for that. I think that's just the house.
Yeah, imagine like
his,
all
his
of this.
videotaped shows.
That was his house? Is that after or before?
That looks after.
You sure? It looks
no,
like
is
one
it?
of those like.
Can we get him on the phone? Let's try to
that
get John
looks pretty
Valby on.
burnt.
I love John Valby.
That looks pretty burnt up.
Wait, we got the story here.
Sure, why not?
Commercial.
Yeah. Here's the story out of Buffalo.
Oh, it's so sad.
He lived in Clarence.
Clarence.
Go local for the Buffalo people.
And start your career today.
Right.
Good evening, I'm Lou Bergoose. Neighbors alerted News 4 to a major fire in Clarence this morning. The home belongs to an entertainer. News 4's Ed Branch is live for you with the latest. Ed?
And Lou, Jon Valby is known as Dr. Dirty. He made it out safely. The fire started around 9:30 this morning. Tonight, he says it looks like his house is a total loss. Flashing red lights and a smoky haze surrounded Jon Valby's Clarence home. Early morning flames tore through the entertainer's house on Sawmill Road.
It's like an
I
easily
came out in
burned
the
house.
living room and you could see flames, and then I saw the plate glass doors explode, and so I got the hell out.
Valby ran from the house with his dog, his daughter and her friend not far behind. It was she who first noticed the flames, screaming for everyone to get out. The fire's destruction sparked heavy emotion. Clarence Assistant Fire Chief Jeff Schlabach says the fire moved quickly, swallowing half the house before crews arrived.
So the fire had quite a good jump on us, and there's extensive damage.
$500,000 worth. Firefighters worked for more than 2 hours to control the flames. The walls and ceiling collapsed in one part of the house, forcing firefighters out immediately.
We trained for things like this, and it worked as best it could.
But this Sunday morning fire wasn't the first at Valby's house. Earlier this week, he says trash cans outside the home were set on fire.
It's an odd coincidence. If it were a script for NCIS, it wouldn't be coincidence, but We can't think of any enemies.
Despite Valby's raised suspicions and so much of his life destroyed, this fire has struck a different chord.
There's no point in dwelling on what you're losing. You know, you can only go forward. What's under the bridge is under the bridge.
Use a nut like Harry Truman again.
Damn.
Poor John. And I will say that reporter's voice was making me physically
so
ill.
annoying.
Smoke and haze.
So annoying.
Got to do your voice.
God almighty. Can't you just talk like a person?
Right. Guy lost his whole life and you still got to do your voice.
I can't believe my house is on fire. I can't believe...
All right. Sorry. What are you going to do?
Believe me, I want to join in.
I know.
I just can't, because I remember when I first met him and I wanted to do stand-up.
Great guy.
I was at Club Benet in New Jersey, and he was one of my fucking idols. Valby's one of my idols when I was a kid. Love him. I love Valby. So I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, I want to do comedy. And he's like, just get together 5 minutes. He was so nice to me.
Yeah.
I was so blown away that I was even talking to him.
Burning down my house. Watch out.
Yeah.
Fuck. He looks good, though.
Yeah, he does.
He looks good when he's not on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his white suit.
Oh, man.
Fuck. We love Valby.
All those memories. I would love to get him on. If we don't have his number, though.
My roof is on fire.
I might have. Let me see.
Oh, no. We're bringing Smokey the Bear to the gangbang. No, I'm not going to do it.
Knock, knock. Who's there? The fireman. The fireman who? The fireman that's here to put out the house because it's on fire.
I got Valby's number, but it is under home, so I don't know.
Oh, I didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
I will not join in the revelry. I will not.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Burn, baby, burn. My house is an inferno.
He saw his daughter crying.
I just thought it was fucking cute.
How could he do this?
Jesus.
My house is a burning ring of fire. It burned down, down, down. The flames got higher, and I ran.
I refuse to engage in this.
Of course you do. I'm sorry.
I refuse to join in the merriment.
You're chomping at the bit, though. I can see it in your face.
I actually am just too tired to think of anything.
Oh, no.
I got his number, but like I said, it's under home. So
Well, try him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. If you hear it ring and then you hear somebody pick up and go, ow, 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 ow.
You said you weren't going to do it.
Ow, 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 ow.
Oh.
Oh.
It's there.
You should have left him a message.
Oh, man.
What? Hi, we heard your house burned down.
Well, yeah, just say, look, it's open. We'd love you to call in.
Someone out there could get a hold of Valby. We'd love to talk to him today.
Goodness gracious, my house is on fire.
Hello. Ow, 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 ow. Same joke twice.
Yeah,
Just
well.
made me laugh again.
I've seen fire. Oh, it's my house.
Will not mention the Blue Oyster Cult song. Or Bruce Springsteen.
My house is burning. House is burning. House is burning.
Oh, it's terrible.
Very sad. I refuse to engage in this.
Yeah, I know that one too well.
Valby,
Oh, well, you know.
there's nothing but the best.
Yeah,
He's got a great outlook on things.
He does.
You know, hopefully he doesn't have fucking shitty, what is that, progressive insurance.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's got good insurance.
Oh, progressive
Paid
is
for
good,
it.
right?
Yeah. Hope Valby wasn't doing something stupid, though.
Oh, man.
Knows to tip a few back. So 9:30 in the morning, he was probably just wrapping up for the night before.
Smoking in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That house looked like a tinder box, didn't it?
It sure did.
Old wood.
It looked like just a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
I saw a sign. It kind of had smoke on it. Like it was like one of those signs outside the house, and it said leaves and dumped. What? Leaves and dumped ashtrays only. Like a little area, cause...
Oily rags here.
Poor John. Oh, I'm glad he's okay. That would be awful.
Yeah. He'll rebuild.
Yeah,
that's it. You just gotta hope. You just gotta hope. Too many really amazing things. Maybe he didn't have them in the house, but I bet.
Where would he have them?
Oh my God!
No,
he lost everything.
Oh,
that's pretty obvious. They even showed a burnt guitar.
That's terrible.
Horrible.
Well, Neil Armstrong died. It's very sad.
Oh man.
I wouldn't say it's sad because of who he is, but
well, he's 82. He went in the hospital for some heart stuff and complications from the surgeries. I guess took him out.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
Yeah, at that age, I think people just leave it alone. Whatever you got.
You figure he would have good
out.
heart surgery.
You'd think.
Thank you. What is that?
Is that mine?
Ooh, the food has arrived.
Nice.
Maybe we could do the Neil Armstrong after the break.
We should, because
food's nice and warm.
I got eggs today instead of my usual tuna, which could sit here for an hour. But eggs, We'll talk about Neil Armstrong.
Not good.
No.
A lot of food is good cold, but eggs is not one
eggs,
of them.
not one of them.
Not good.
Not one of them.
Why don't we play some Valby?
Pizza, I'm in. Chicken, I'm in.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, let's play. Do we have? I love Valby's. What they were playing on that was his version of All in the Family. That and his fucking Edmund Fitzgerald parody makes me laugh every
that's
time.
A funny one, definitely.
I have both. Which one do you want?
How about both in a row? They're so short. They're 8 seconds each.
I think that's a great idea.
Big one they call Itchy Woomy.
Itchy Woomy.
Itchy Woomy. Guy's great.
Speaking of Valby, I remember that was the first time I'd ever met Bob Kelly. Because that was the first time I think he was in the XM studios. Was that same day that Valby was coming in, and he was just downstairs, and I just assumed that I was working for the show or whatever, and I just was like, who is this guy? And he was just being really annoying and obnoxious because he only introduced himself as Jimmy's friend.
Oh,
Jimmy's
really?
friend Bobby.
And he's hardly even that.
Bobby used to come in like nice and early right from his gigs and just sleep until it was time to go on the air.
Well, Bobby, he was running around the block because we couldn't find Valby because we needed his keyboards or whatever.
Right. Well, we were trying to find the van.
Yeah, so me and Bob Kelly run around the block like idiots.
Lord Almighty, my living room temperature's rising. Higher and higher. I don't know which way to run.
Yeah, we also have the Steinway.
Burning house.
Right.
Well, the Steinway bit is classic. Maybe we'll do that in the 9 o'clock hour, but fucking Valby. He had that shitty van.
Oh, yeah.
They drove around with, what's his name? Ron, right? Yeah, Ron wrote all the songs.
Ron.
And Valby's the voice.
Yeah.
Pulls it all together.
The verse.
And I'm sure Valby wrote some stuff too, but Ron was a genius at coming up with a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
And wanted to just be behind the scenes.
Man.
So, all right, we'll do some Valby in a break. And
What the fuck is this shit?
We'll do some Neil Armstrong and some other stuff. Stay there.
We're fucking close enough to Canada to do this fucking tune here. Let me have a sip of fucking beer. How the fuck are you guys doing, all right? I just got off the fucking road, drove 7.5 fucking hours to get here. I know you guys don't give a fucking rat's ass. I'm still going. All right, yeah, Canadian song. This is changing my attitude very quickly. The Canuck girls came round from Chippewa on down. There was a big one they call Itchy Woomy. Now I didn't gripe that her twat looked like tripe, but the smell of her feet really threw me. The crew came on deck with their peckers erect, going down on a hefty Hispanic. second in line of 109. Less men went down on the Titanic. Two laddies came in, she was doing her nails, so she jerked them both off with her right foot. Her boyfriend had the hot, so he pumped 29 shots in the ass of that bag Gordon Lightfoot. I cruised down the street, saw some faggots in heat. Edmund was hung double barrel. Jerry had two little holes in his butt. I just love the way Edmund Fitzgerald. I just love the way Edmund Fitzgerald.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
What do we got? Does Isaac's going to hit New Orleans?
Well, you know, with these hurricanes, no one ever knows shit.
I don't know. At this point, I think we know.
It could be like a Cat 1. I don't know. But then they're like, well, it could be. I love the could be's.
Is Cat 1 not as bad, right?
Meow.
Yeah. I don't think they want to. I don't think New Orleans wants to deal with a fucking breeze at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's
and it is heading right toward it.
Tracked a little west of Florida. They were assuming that Tampa was going to have a problem with the Republican convention there.
Just heavy rain, man. Tampa is inland.
Yeah,
quite a ways
so
too.
Went a little west, and now they're not quite sure where it's going to hit. Somewhere between Alabama, Louisiana. And it's looking like it's going to increase to a hurricane, maybe Category 1, maybe a week 2. And then hit somewhere.
That's still pretty good.
They're reinforcing the levees. We got to hear about the levees again. And it is the 7th anniversary coming up, or we're
Pretty
around
much.
the 7th anniversary of Katrina. Remember that? Wow, that was fun.
I was there when that happened.
No, you weren't.
Well,
you weren't.
You know how we're pretty on the ball.
Yeah.
One of our biggest faux pas ever, and we should do a whole special on it someday.
Whoa.
When that fucking hurricane was hitting, we, as a show, certainly I will take blame for what I did, but I'm sure you guys were right there too.
Yeah.
Oh, the stupid media hyping up the stupid hurricane.
Oh, we
it's
did.
going to be nothing. Oh, yeah.
How many people did we get killed?
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. I don't know. It looked like the people that died weren't really our demo.
Not our fan base.
Yeah.
Our batting average is really good, but we blew that one. I would love to get the audio clip someday because we were like, look what they're doing. They always do this.
There's a person. There's a person.
Yeah.
That was 7 years ago.
Is that 7 years? That was from that, huh?
Yeah.
There's a person.
Wow, that was from that.
It's 2005, man.
Fuck, man.
But I remember we blew that one big fucking time.
That's why E-Rock got all those autographs for the Katrina auction.
Oh, shit.
Did we ever do anything with that?
No. I mean, maybe something, but, you know.
He's on vacation?
Why wouldn't he be here?
Well, he's on vacation.
Yeah, it's good.
He's on vacation. Sam's on
his honeymoon. That's-
Another honeymoon, by the way.
Where's E-Rock on vacation?
I don't know.
Is that big fatso went up to New Hampshire?
I think he tweeted, hey, is there anything to do in New Hampshire?
Yeah, how about fucking get on the radio, stupid, while the show is here? Stupid asshole wants to go trek around with a moose.
Oh, well. They like to stick to their own kind.
For some reason, we have the worst vacation deal.
Yeah.
It is strange. I mean, there is no one here this week.
No.
I mean, we're gonna take most of the week off, but
Oh, we are taking some time, right? Good.
Yeah, we'll take a few more days. And
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
I was just sitting there thinking about it last week, and I'm like, why wouldn't I do this? The last, blast before Labor Day. Yeah, I'm going to take some fucking time. I'm going to relax around my house. I hear the weather's supposed to be nice.
Why? Because the company says we don't have the days. That's why. But then they did the right thing in the end and gave us a few extra.
We're going to do.
I'm sure it'll cost us in some way down the road.
You think the people,
nothing's for free around here.
You think the people will actually leave New Orleans this time when warned? Do you think they'll get up and leave? And
it wasn't as easy as that for a lot of people.
Certainly was.
Maybe they'll spell their signs right when they're spray painting.
The water
on the floor.
is rising.
Well, please.
Yeah, rising.
An E on the end usually.
Please.
Please.
Well,
maybe someone erased the E. I think someone erased the E.
Maybe he ran out of paint.
Maybe
Yeah.
some erased the E.
Nice penmanship.
Yeah, you can be forgiven for a misspelling when your neighbors and friends are floating by.
Yeah.
And you're on a roof waiting for your turn to be picked up by a helicopter.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
It was something.
Where were those people supposed to go, Ann?
I got a good
They're
bit
very, very poor.
They were supposed to leave before the fucking hurricane got there with all those days advance notice that they got.
Weren't there buses leaving town or something,
Yeah,
too?
there
They
were
wouldn't get on?
buses. There was plenty of opportunity to get the
Very
fuck out
poor
of there.
people.
Yeah, you know, I'm still tired of the
Elderly,
poor people.
Sick people.
Sick of the poor people.
You're sick of the poor people.
Tired of them.
Oh, my God.
Ants had
Enough of the poor.
Attaboy.
Attaboy, yeah.
Ant's tired of this shit. He ain't going to take it.
Wow.
I fucking posted a clip on Twitter about some woman that actually, there's a few people. I guess some kind of welfare ran out in Georgia, and I called it the unapologetic entitlement that these people showed was fucking stunning. I couldn't believe it.
Should we play the clip?
Where are you? When you gonna come through? When you gonna come through? I got 6 children to feed, and they go hungry. Really? Really? 6 fucking kids? You know, responsible families don't have 6 fucking kids because they can't afford them, and they know that in order to continue your lifestyle, not being on the till, that you got to fucking, you got to work.
I do agree with you.
It's ridiculous.
You have to have some kind of responsibility as a parent and figure out how many kids you can afford.
My key is...
Although, my family didn't do that. We had a shitload of kids with no money.
It's the one. Check this out. It's amazing. And by the way, before you play it, they all have weaves and jury. They got plenty of jury on.
What's wrong with the weaves?
You know what? If you can't fucking afford to feed your kids because the welfare didn't come through that day, maybe you lay off the weave. You fucking put a schmata on your head and buy the kids some food.
What's a schmata?
I don't know, a babushka.
Is that one of those rag things?
Some kind of rag on your head. The first one has a rag on her head, but it's just it's.
Why does this bother you?
Because it's
Why does this bother you?
And I was asked that. I was asked, why does it bother
Because
me?
you have a beautiful compound, you barely leave. You're good.
This is destroying our country. It's destroying it from the inside. This entitlement, this sense that it's expected to pay for people's kids is just a growing problem, and it's destroying the country. This money and whatnot could be used for so much better, so many better things. This total laziness and lack of ambition to do anything is costing the country jobs, technology, everything.
But the country doesn't feel that way because they allow this, Anthony.
Look, it ain't me allowing it, that's for sure. And,
why-
and when I go to the polls in November,
Yeah.
I'm voting for people that don't allow it. That's my fucking guide.
Why does the country allow this?
Because we have certain guilt-ridden people in politics, and liberal Democrats especially, that feel that these people aren't lazy and just on the take, that they need it, that these are people that fell through the cracks. They're ambitious people that want to work, but the jobs aren't out there. Do you know what a small percentage of people that really is on the till? That really want to work, but can't and have to begrudgingly take the welfare? No, this has become a way of life. Their job is getting this welfare and fucking using that money instead of trying to get work. This woman bitches, she's out there for 6 hours standing online for welfare. If you could fucking stand there for 6 hours, you could work, bitch.
She could have sucked a lot of dick in those
Whatever you
6
do.
hours.
Whatever you do.
I agree with that point, by the way.
Oh, it's terrible.
I do agree with you. Hey, before you play this clip, there's a police officer in New Orleans. We don't have to go to him, but he does say, Anthony, during Katrina, they didn't leave because they didn't issue a mandatory evacuation.
Oh, okay. Well,
How about woman-datory?
I think that's part of the problem.
There we go.
I think that was part of the problem.
Well, how about you just
I know when I
fucking-
go on vacation every year there's hurricanes.
Yeah.
The locals stay because they know the difference.
Uh-huh.
They know which hurricanes are really bad and which ones they could fucking ride out.
When you live in a soup bowl that's protected by a few granules of sand around it and a hurricane's coming, maybe you shouldn't wait for mandatory evacuation. Maybe you should know the dangers of the area you live in and get the fuck out of there. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I kind of think self-preservation.
Well, you know what, though? I don't think you would leave.
Yeah.
I think you're a guy that would ride it out.
Well, you better do something with some sandbags and get to the high ground.
Let's say we got a Cat 3, hits Long Island, which is very rare, obviously. Would you leave?
It would all depend on fucking where it's coming. I would have to do enough of my own
Mandatory
research.
evacuation in your town. Would you leave?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I would. I'd leave.
Really?
Yeah, I'd go to my apartment in the city. People like, fuck you.
See, a lot of these people didn't have that option.
Didn't the poor people have apartments in the city they could go to? Come on.
They didn't have that option. So a lot of them said, you know what, we'll just ride this out and hope for the best.
Oh.
Let's go to my apartment. That's an ass.
I am an ass. I know, it's funny.
All right, let's watch this clip.
Yeah, let's see this wonderful.
So what is this clip again, Ant?
Well, apparently in Georgia, a county in Georgia, they went to the welfare place, and for some reason there was a glitch, and they didn't get their cards filled, their little swipey credit cards, to make it much easier and less embarrassing to use food stamps. They now have it like on a credit card.
Oh, really?
And frustration from dozens of Clayton County parents who say their children are going hungry tonight after their food stamps were suddenly cut off. Fox 5's Justin Gray is at the live desk with the story that is all new tonight on The Edge. Justin.
Tom, state officials admit to me tonight that something went wrong down in Clayton County at the office that administers food stamps and Medicaid, but they're still not sure what. Parents tell me tonight they can't buy food without those food stamps.
This food stamp card ain't got number 17 cents on it.
Terry Clark says she stood in line for more than 6 hours at Clayton County's Human Services.
All right, Ed.
What?
I'm annoyed.
I'm completely annoyed. This car ain't got number 17 cents on it.
It's the attitude.
Oh, that's what I said.
It's the attitude.
You should be thankful. They're not even thankful that they're getting free fucking money.
Yeah,
they're pissed that it isn't there on time.
When someone gives me something for free, I'm very, very grateful.
Because it's expected.
Yeah.
This is their job, getting welfare money.
I was ready to pounce on you, but when you see that lady getting all fucking bent out of shape.
Well, let's see what she has to say.
Holy fuck.
They aren't getting free money.
That's right.
This is this liberal cocksucker. Look, don't fucking...
Who is it?
Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? I swear I'm going to just fucking... I don't know. I can't find him now.
Well, let's see what they have to say, because I didn't even hear the beginning of that clip. I want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, let's see what she has to say.
Yeah, you don't have to go. Yeah, okay.
It's just from her.
Because food stamp help for her 6 children unexpectedly ended.
There's no telling my kids that we can't eat. I'm not taking no, because my babies don't deserve that. Nobody kids should go hungry down here in Georgia.
State officials
Did you get the
say
part where
this
she said
office
6
was
kids?
overwhelmed
Did you
today
get that part?
with dozens of families.
Go back. I want to hear her again. I want to hear her again. Go way back.
You can't have 6 kids.
Keep going. Keep going.
If you don't know how.
Keep going.
You can't have 6 kids if just a glitch in the system is going to make you go hungry.
Make them hungry.
You don't have any backup plan just in case, sort of like a plan B or something?
None. What plan B would entail some type of thinking and working.
One day,
not in her fucking agenda.
Plan B would have helped not have 6 kids.
No,
Plan
I
B.
knew that was set up for somebody.
That's great.
But one day. And you
One
don't
day.
and your family goes hungry. That's kind of crazy.
My kids is hungry. All right, let's see. Let's go back here.
More than 6 hours at Clayton County's Human Services office because food stamp help for her 6 children unexpectedly ended.
There's no telling my kids that we can't eat. I'm not taking no, because my babies don't deserve that. Nobody kids should go hungry down here in Georgia.
So state officials say this office was overwhelmed today, with dozens of families facing a similar problem. The food stamps just not there.
Me and my kids, they haven't ate since this morning. And I was supposed to get my food stamps yesterday.
They haven't eaten since this morning.
They getting angry. They started banging on the
window. They haven't ate since this morning. They have not eaten.
But I didn't mind that lady.
No,
she was just trying to figure out what she's got to do. I didn't mind
what you do. Fucking work.
I was bothered by the first lady. The second lady, she's like, all right, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
How about you become a fucking member of a productive member of society instead of a burden? You're a burden. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Son of a bitch.
A spokesperson tells me what happened here today was out of the ordinary and it was unexpected, but they say they're not sure what exactly went wrong. What was the glitch that led to this mess?
Our budgets have not increased.
White guys gotta come out and talk.
This director admitted to me there were problems here as he tried to calm fears. And his statement, a state spokesperson says, quote, "We have both state and county staff working to understand the cause of the problem today. We are working to ensure people receive their food stamps as soon as possible."
I'm a cancer patient. I need these pills to survive. Okay?
Candace Bennett says her cancer medications have nearly run out, and after spending all day
cancer
here,
patient I've
her
ever
Medicaid
seen.
and her food stamps are both still on hold.
When are y'all gonna come through? When you gonna come through? When I'm on my last pill? Or better yet, when I'm dead? And then I won't need it.
State officials say that Clayton County office was closed Monday because of furloughs, and that could have contributed to the lines. They are
furloughs?
investigating whether some sort of
The layoff,
paperwork or
kind of
computer
one
problem
day,
might
a
have led
week.
to some families getting their benefits cut off by mistake. Reporting at the live desk tonight, Justin Gray, Fox 5 News.
All right, Justin.
So they're going to figure that whole thing out.
They will.
You might just have to wait a day or two.
I don't blame the lady for wanting her cancer medicine, though. That's a fair thing to want.
There's a weird entitlement there, though.
Yes.
I was so appreciative when I was growing up and we got stuff for free. I was so appreciative.
It's expected. They get mad that their fucking unlimited credit card isn't full. They get mad.
And they're mad they have to wait around 6 hours.
It's like, do you understand what this is? It's free fucking money that people that work are giving you.
If you get free fucking money, you should be able to sit there for at least 8 hours.
Right.
The basic work day.
And feed your children.
After 8 hours, okay, maybe start getting a little annoyed. But they're screaming that they have to wait around for 6 hours.
And every time there's there's been a lot of systems proposed, which like workfare and things like that. But people fight it. Some people are for it, but a lot of people object to it. And
why
the ACLU will jump in if you want to drug test people, which I think we should be able to.
Test them.
I think if we are providing fucking free money and all this stuff for people, I think it's fair for us to say you should be out looking for work and not doing drugs. I think we're right to ask that.
I think I got a basic dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, so you get free money, so you get the welfare, you get the food stamps, right?
Sure.
Why can't you make those people, if they're able, do a little work?
Hold
on for the town, the community.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, let's say, I don't know, you're maybe a couple hours a week. I'm not even talking about a 9 to 5 days a week. I'm talking, hey man,
what a great
you're
idea.
getting the free welfare, the free food stamps, and all this. We need
great idea.
We need, let's say this, 2 hours a week from you.
You want an answer?
What is the real answer to that? Because I'm sure you know.
Obama just signed something a couple of weeks ago. Just signed it. That says you no longer have to work in any way, shape, or form if you're on welfare.
What, you used to have to?
You used to, yeah. There used to be a criteria where you at least had to look for work. There was part of the department where you had to show that you were looking. And after a certain period of time, you had to show that you worked a little bit in order to continue. He got rid of all that.
But not even looking for work. Obviously, these communities and neighborhoods are shitty. So why wouldn't you tell the people, okay, look, can you just mow this fucking lawn?
Right.
Take a half hour a week.
Obama president.
Or let's clean up some of the garbage over here. What's wrong with asking people to do that if you're capable of working? If you're getting free shit.
You try to tell that woman you just saw in that clip that she's got to go out and pick up garbage in her fucking neighborhood
for an hour
She'd
a week.
lose her fucking mind. I'm picking up no garbage.
But what did Obama sign, though? What did he sign?
He signed a bill that said you no longer have a work obligation.
That's ridiculous.
For welfare. It's there.
I believe you. I'm saying it's ridiculous.
But I'm not talking about looking. I'm talking about doing. And why would it be bad to go, look, you don't want to mow this lawn over here by the school that's looking a little shitty. Then we take away your welfare because you could obviously work.
It's fucking amazing.
Then you would get some you would get some things done.
You'd think.
You would clean up some of these neighborhoods just a little bit.
There's an entitlement.
And every person just does an hour a week, 2 hours a week. That's nothing.
It's an entitlement issue.
Dude, we didn't have a lot growing up. If someone said to me, look, you're going to be able to have brand new fucking sneakers and some better food, but we want you to fucking mow a lawn here and there, I would do that in a second.
I think we were on food stamps at one point.
It's terrible.
My father got laid off.
Why isn't he still on? You could just ride that out for your whole life, make it a career.
My family was on Opie's caddy money, which was terrific. It was a great program.
Put it in a jar.
It was. I lived that.
What are you, diabetic?
I lived that. I was the one walking around the golf course for 8 to 10 hours a day, and that money went to the fucking family, man.
Well, that infuriated me. I saw a few other ones, but I didn't.
I thought I was going to pounce on you, but that is pretty bad.
Oh, it's just
the one lady I didn't mind. She was like, "All right, well, I'm just here to try to figure out what the fuck's going on." But it was the other few in that clip that
it
were
is this attitude
enraging.
And this whole mindset that is now your career. You are a career welfare recipient.
But what's wrong with making those people work just a few hours? I'm not talking 40-hour week.
Obama finds it a problem, and people, the second you suggest that, all kinds of people come out of the woodwork from the NAACP and the ACLU and say, no, this is terrible, it's racist, it's this, it's that.
But it's cleaning up your own community. I'm not saying go fucking work on a highway somewhere. It's just where you live. Someone's in charge and goes, okay, we need this done over here. We need a nice paint job on this fucking building over here.
When people aren't cleaning up their own community just to have a clean community, you're really not going to get much done by telling people that they have to do it for their welfare money. It's not going to happen.
What did Obama sign down? Do we have that? That really annoys me.
It's ending work for welfare. I think it was down a little ways.
Why would he do that?
Ending work for welfare. There it is.
This guy says if you make these people work in a county job, they will slip and fall to collect disability.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's infuriating. Yeah, work for welfare was the program, and he put a stop to that. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I was in a store, and there was a sign saying Red Bull is now EDT approved.
Yeah, they're always mad if they can't get fucking beer with it or fucking cigarettes. But then there's people that will use it to buy stuff, sell what they bought, and then buy fucking nails and hair and fucking booze with it.
We should have the right, again, if we are giving you that stuff, if it's our money, we should have the right to say what you get with it, because we're providing food, medical care. I have no problem providing food or medical care. I really don't.
And I'm not talking about turning people into slaves.
Right, of course not.
Just a little work. Bare minimum. 2 hours a week. But, man, that would add up fast.
Y'all gonna put y'all back in chains.
You would get some projects done, man.
We're really reaching this doomed point where it just keeps happening. I don't know. I don't see this country producing. It's so fucking sad.
Nope.
Neil Armstrong dies. You look at the Apollo program fucking 40 years ago. And what do we got? We're going up an old 60s Russian Soyuz spacecraft now because we don't even have a fucking space program for taking our astronauts up to a space station. And why is that? Because all these fucking companies have just been fucked over. There's no more technology. Like, why would you stop something like that when that was one of the greatest generators of smart engineers?
Do you think that they felt like with going to the moon, like, because don't forget we just landed something on Mars. Do you think that they felt
a lot of private money?
like do you think they felt like going to the moon and stuff? There was nothing really to be learned there anymore. Like almost sending machines. You get more out of than sending people.
There's equity in sending people for even just some type of fucking morale boost.
What were you talking about? The space station. Now we have to, hitch a ride
on some archaic.
But we have a program, the space station. There's no reason to,
What's the International Space Station? It's not just ours.
I get it.
Oh, that's right. We pretty much did the whole thing.
Yeah, we pretty much did the whole thing, but then we had to make it the International Space Station so we can be funded and continue to go there because we don't have a NASA program.
Yeah, we're great.
Well, yeah, we were proud of that NASA.
All those fucking all the missions that were put, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo missions, the shuttle missions, it made technology. That shit all trickled down to the private sector, where everything you use today is based on something from the space program.
Tang!
And now, Tang.
I loved Tang.
And now there's nothing.
I don't know if it's good anymore. I have no idea.
Tang stinks.
They keep talking about they keep talking about how we need more thinkers and engineers and we got to do this and that. How do you think you get them? By hands-on applications of people working with machines, trying to figure out problem solving. How do we get from this place to another planet and take everything we need with us, or get there and farm what we need once you get there? All that, there's no reason to think about it because no one's doing it.
Hey,
sad.
Ethan says you're wrong about the Obama thing.
I agree with Ethan.
Let me see what Ethan has to say, and then we got Robert in Alabama that's got something too on this. Ethan, go ahead.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
Hi, Ethan.
The thing about the welfare, at least as I heard it on the news, is that basically Obama signed something that gives governors flexibility, like waivers, to do their own thing on welfare. It's the same thing actually that Mitt Romney is for. And so it has nothing to do, and everybody who fact checks this, because it happens to have made its way into Republican political ads about Obama doing it, is actually they've all been deemed like the 4-star, pants on fire kind of stuff. It's just about giving governors, most of whom are Republicans, flexibility to do what they want in terms of enforcing welfare requirements, some of which could be even increased work requirements.
Oh, really? Why isn't there just a federal program like that? Why isn't there? Why would he stop a federal ruling?
I think it has to do with giving state governors more flexibility. What's wrong with that, Ant? States' rights.
All right. Okay.
I was trying to say that.
I don't. I'll have to look further. I don't believe him.
Well, this guy says it's pretty much, I think, the same thing. Robert in Alabama. Robert.
Yeah, and I'm pretty close to you politically, but I think he is right from the fact checks that I did. It looks like when he signed was actually to give more local governments, more state governments, more flexibility to impose their own programs, as long as the end of the percentage returning to work remained as good as what was under the other program, then flexibility was allowed.
Oh, so you get a liberal Democratic government like in New York State. You think they're going to fucking boost up the work requirement?
But you're saying it has to be it has to be at least as good as it was, right?
Oh, sure. That's easy to keep track of.
Which this really is the kind of thing that the states' rights that the Republicans, under any other kind of administration would be saying that we really needed this, but all
right, then the governor's got to get on the ball then and start cutting these fucking people off, make them work.
The real problem is we're at about 46% of the population right now is on some kind of entitlement. At some point, we tip over that 50% mark, and then there's no way the person who's giving the entitlements is ever going to be voted out. That party is then a permanent ruling
right
party.
Because then they exactly, because why wouldn't you vote for the guy that's just giving you free money?
Absolutely. We're doing
so we're slowly fucking up this country.
Yes.
Do you like Noam Chomsky?
Yes.
And
Chomsky.
I was watching some of his stuff because ideologically I just am so different than him, but he really is a smart dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was liking what he was saying about certain things. Yeah, he's very interesting.
Look at him with his old guy hairdo.
Yeah. But he's a very good talker. I was watching old debates with him and Buckley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you must love them. They hate us. And they're just these two intellectual dullards. But they were really smart dudes, but they're just both fucking nerds. Just nerds. But really, they used to have these shows where these guys just sit across from each other and just bullshit about this stuff really intelligently.
Amazing.
Like, Vietnam and all this stuff.
People used to, they'd clamor to see them.
There's one moment, and this is like in '69, where they were joking. They were telling like a little joke about something, but Chomsky's like, well, I think he was getting chided by who did I just say? Buckley for losing his temper. And Chomsky's like, well, I won't lose my temper here. And he's like, well, that's good, because if you do, I'll smash you in the goddamn face. It was really funny. And he was kind of kidding, but he wasn't. They got into it, man.
We got the Neil Armstrong, by the way, officially.
Oh, Neil.
We were doing that, too, here during this break. So here's this.
Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, becoming a hero to generations, has died. His family says he died following complications resulting from cardiovascular procedures. Armstrong commanded the Apollo 11 spacecraft that landed on the moon July 20th, 1969.
Oh, shit.
He then radioed back to Earth, where he stated his now famous line.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
He and fellow astronaut Edwin Buzz Aldrin spent nearly 3 hours walking on the moon.
What about Michael Collins, bitch?
Fucking Michael Collins.
What fucking Michael Collins on the side of the fucking moon, bitch? Michael Collins is zipping around the moon alone while those two are frolicking.
He's jacking off up there.
Fuck
a nice
them.
space jack.
Yeah, they had it easy, just hanging out on the moon, gallivanting, playing golf, futzing around, while Michael Collins had to fly behind the moon. No one knew what was back there.
Yeah,
Who
what
knows?
the hell?
There could have just
Monsters.
been fucking ship-eating monsters back there. There could have just been a giant snakehead sticking out,
You never know.
eating spaceships.
No one knew.
Can you imagine he saw that, but he just knows he can't tell anyone?
Yeah, no one would believe him.
will believe him.
Yeah, if he looked down and he saw nightclub lights, but he's like, I can't. No one will fucking buy this shit.
I know. I don't have a camera. Fuck. They have all the cameras.
He's the most isolated man in history. Was Michael Collins, because when he was on the other side of the moon, he was cut off from all communications. And there was no...
How fucked up is that? Wrap your head around that.
Farther from any human being than a human has ever been.
Yeah, he was.
But no one
just
talks about
there.
Michael Collins.
No, they don't. It's always Neil and Buzz.
So he's been further than anyone.
Even though they were the first two on the moon, without them, there'd no one getting home. Imagine if he just left them there. If he just said, fuck
Oh,
them.
man.
That's what you get for being first, and then just hung a left. I'm going to hang a Louis.
Hang a left.
That's
great.
What was the name of that fucking ship coming back?
Oh,
Tranquility?
Aquarius.
Tranquility? Yeah, Aquarius, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You're off course. I'm coming home.
Oh, Aquarius was the that was 13.
Or imagine he's passive aggressive. They have a fight, and he's like, "No, I'm not picking you up. I'm not picking you up until we solve this issue."
How about an apology?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I bet you they've never been nicer to anybody than they were to Michael Collins.
Oh yeah.
Right before he dropped them off. See you soon, buddy.
Right. We'll see you soon.
Dinner's on me.
That's just fucked up.
It really is amazing that
And no one knew it. That it was going to work.
That's just
they had
it's
a pretty,
amazing. There's
they
no
had a pretty
dead
good
guys.
idea that it was going to work, but
no
you don't,
dead guys on the moon.
You don't know for sure. Ooh.
You know, that's weird.
I wish he would have messed his quote up. It's one small step for man, which is surprising because these boots are so dang heavy.
In quotes and on a plaque, so dang heavy. It looks weird.
One small step for man, although it would probably be bigger if I had longer legs. I've got webbed toes.
They have to put it on the plaque.
They have to put it on the plaque.
That's hilarious.
One small... Oh, my bag is stuck to my leg.
Oh, my bag is stuck to my leg. These words will echo through history.
One small step for a motherfucker. One giant leap for a bunch of motherfuckers. Why is he talking like that? Why is he
Walking
cursing?
on the moon, collecting samples and conducting experiments. Back on Earth, the former Navy fighter pilot never allowed himself to be caught up in the celebrity and glamour of the space program, calling himself a White Sox pocket protector nerdy engineer. Neil Armstrong was 82 years old.
So he was a true nerd, huh?
Yeah, total nerd engineer guy.
Not much of
Loved
a personality?
Figuring and calculating.
Because he didn't do many interviews, did he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't big on that shit. He was just a nerd. He loved figuring things out. He was a very cool guy.
And he was a private person?
Yeah.
Because you didn't really hear
Unflappable.
about Neil Armstrong much.
You know why he didn't do interviews? Because
Afterwards.
he had a weird nervous tick.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. They would ask him, what was the moon like? He would say, we were on our way down. And we just, Buzz and I felt that it was, Buzz and I were, we weren't exactly sure what to expect, but we knew that the entire, Buzz always
That
takes
is
over.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Buzz, why don't you take it?
That's why he said one small step for, yeah. He wanted to say something else.
He had Tourette's.
They got pictures of the Apollo, the Apollo 11 landing site, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this a
that's
couple
pretty
weeks ago.
goddamn
They were
cool.
able to get pictures of what?
That's pretty good. The landing site
The
and
landing site.
the base of the lunar module. And, that's pretty fucking
Everything's
cool.
there.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty cool poster to have on the wall.
Man. All that shit's just there for the taking. Imagine what that would get if you brought it back.
Wow.
But, it's kind of
You
hard to
couldn't
bring it back.
sell it.
You want to pawn it or sell it?
Why couldn't you sell
this
it?
is a landing strut from the original Apollo 11 lunar module platform. Not many people are collecting these things. I'm going to have to, get it restored. It's going to sit in my shop for a long time. I'll give you $100. Well, I had some Apollo 11 stuff, and I sold it. I feel pretty good. I'm going to go out to dinner with my wife. Every episode.
Do you know what would be great if another country like the Chinese sent up a ship and
I just took our shit.
No, but they just decided to land in the same spot, and they videotape themselves just karate kicking the flag over and like kicking dust on all the footprints, and then they dumped out like these plastic baggies of stuff, and they're like, it appears that the Chinese are dumping duty on the original landing spot. They've kicked over. And now they are dumping bags and bags of duty on the spot.
If you were a powerful nation, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, just to be...
Just go up there and just fuck shit up. That's your whole
That would
goal.
really... I don't think that would get a very good ovation.
Yeah, and they're just
hilarious.
doing like horrible shake their hiney dances at the camera. Just ridiculous, just desecrating the place.
Pissing on it somehow. Without their dick freezing off.
Or they're just dumping tinkle, like blocks of tinkle.
Blocks?
They're throwing duty and blocks of tinkle all over the old landing site.
That would be hilarious. Hey, we got Nixon calling Neil Armstrong.
Hello.
And as far as technology goes, I just thought this was really strange because there's Nixon on just an old school phone calling the moon.
You need a battery? Do you need a battery? Well, your motherfucking batteries fell out.
Nah, those
we officially don't have interns right now, right?
I don't think it works.
We're intern free for a little while.
I think I need a new one.
Huh?
Yeah, you dropped the megaphone.
I know.
We got one?
No, I think it's just for a day.
Oh, for a day. Nice.
Where's puppet hair?
Which one was puppet hair?
Glorified intern Sal.
Oh, Sal, right. Yeah. So here's Nixon talking to Neil Armstrong.
Hello.
Is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't really like his policies, but
Could he
I guess
call
we
back?
got to do this.
Could he call back? I'm dropping a deuce. Right. And it's really hard. I have my hiney pressed up against the wall and a bag over my spine, and my duty is floating up into the bag. Can you tell President Nixon I'll get with him in a second? I'm shooting a deuce in the sky, as we like to say.
Did Nixon get a lot of credit for this, even though it was pretty much Kennedy's vision?
I don't think so. I think whatever president's in office at the time, gets kind of a little rah-rah thing going, but nah.
Well, it was Lyndon Johnson, wasn't it?
LBJ was big. Kennedy kind of started the whole dream of the whole thing, and then LBJ's administration got it going, and then...
Then why do we always talk about Kennedy? When it was LBJ that got it done, actually.
In this decade, we will go to the moon and do those other things, like fuck Marilyn Monroe.
And
Yes.
Mimi Beardsley.
Mimi Beardsley.
We will do all of these things, and I will lose my hat in November. I'm going to wear a Stetson, and it's going to be shot off.
The top of my head blew off like the lunar module leaving the moon.
Yes. Governor Connolly will hold his hat miraculously. That we're going to go to the moon. And this blabbermouth junkie is going to overdose. Bobby and I put her on the spit and spun her around while Joe served Mr. Coffee.
Is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over. That would be an honor.
Oh.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House.
How about ever?
I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done.
Hold on.
For every...
Hey, motherfucker, it's Michael. Why don't you say hi to me, too? I'm the motherfucker zipping around everywhere. he just jumps in.
Collins just gets all upset.
Why the fuck are you here? Neil, Buzz, Neil. I can leave the motherfuckers.
You think he's listening in on this going, what the fuck? What about me?
I'm a piece of shit up here?
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You couldn't hear that? Yeah. What about chopped liver? If you listen real close, you can hear it.
Down, chopped liver.
What about chopped liver?
Fuck you next time. What?
I gotta pick these fucking guys up. What about me?
Yeah, you hear Neil going, and Buzz and I, and in the back, and me.
Oh, yeah.
And me.
Say hi to the bus driver.
all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure that they too join with Americans in recognition of what you have done. Feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world.
Oh, boy.
And as you talk to us from the sea of tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to earth.
By bombing Cambodia.
For one priceless moment.
Oops. Oops.
Yes.
Take him 2 clicks up the Nung River. She did a better Nixon. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Oh, if anyone does Nixon, it's easy.
Yeah, we kind of know what happened after this,
Yes.
huh, Mr. President?
Yeah, maybe
Oops.
Checkers is going to go barking up there or something.
Ah, that's a good one. Not really.
Hey.
For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one.
Right.
One in their pride in what you have done.
Long-winded.
And one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth.
I think he's trying to come up with a soundbite.
Yeah. He's
'Cause
like throwing a bunch of shit against the wall, seeing what sticks.
It's like, fuck, Neil just came up with something good. I got to come up with something just as good here.
Yeah, and he's not
Grasping the heavens.
But he's not. It's like, how about a conversation? He keeps just
It's a
missing
statement.
Thank God that you've zoomed up there in the clouds. No, that's no good.
In the heavens.
Hey.
Try heavens. Try heavens.
You've made all of us peoples feel goodly.
As a nation and as a planet, you rule.
We hope you're having fun zipping up around there on the moon while Jews and spooks ruin things down here for the rest of us.
It's my pleasure to know there are no Negroes up there right now. The white man holds the high ground. You aren't a Jew, are you? What about Collins? That sounds Jewish. Don't let him land.
He'll try to claim it for himself like they did in Palestine.
Henry, these are your people. Make sure the Jew doesn't land.
It's a little more tricky.
And one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth.
Right. Heard you.
Oh. Nope. What was that? I wasn't listening.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor, and not only the United States, representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, and with interest and a curiosity.
A lot of Iggers up. Yeah. Great. Ooze. What was that?
I like this boy.
And with interest and a curiosity and with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Look forward to that very much, sir.
Goodbye. Was this recording?
Was that Buzz at the end?
Yeah, I think Buzz was like, got a few words in.
Because he's probably sitting there like, can I say
Give me
something
the
to the
phone.
president?
I want to talk to Grandpa.
No, you heard in the back, you heard, I'm not signing that. Fucking cranky asshole Buzz is.
Buzz.
Frankie.
Neil must have asked him for an autograph. It's the only two up there.
No, get out of here. Punch you in the face.
I didn't write it. I'm not signing it. Fucking the president. I don't want to sign it. But it's for, it's for my kid. We're on the moon. I'm not signing it.
Buzz is cranky.
How could you be cranky if you walked on the moon?
He probably
Wouldn't
was
that
tired.
take you through your days?
Wants
Your
to-
remaining days?
Wants to get home.
Yeah, he's had enough. He's probably had enough of talking about that already.
Oh.
So you walked on the moon. Did I?
They said, Neil Armstrong wasn't really too cool about talking about it because it's how many times could you answer, how was it to walk on the moon,
Yeah, I would have asked him a better
awesome.
question.
Yeah?
Did you get a rod up there? Did you
Get a
when you
rod
would get
in
an
your
erection, would it slowly swell or would it just doink out and smash the front of your spaceman costume?
Spaceman costume.
You ever have an itch in your asshole in that outfit? Quickly, Neil.
Comment.
Neil, comment, Neil.
Yeah, what would you
Imagine
do
if you had swamp ass in that thing.
What would you do at the bottom of your foot itch? Is that why you guys were jumping around like that?
You got itchy foot, you think?
So, Neil, did you know you look like a couple of retards bouncing around in those stupid uniforms, waving like tards? Fucking.
Has Buzz said anything about the passing of Neil Armstrong?
I haven't heard any
Yeah, he
Buzz
just
comments.
tweeted LOL.
Good. I bet Buzz was pissed he wasn't first. Walk out there. But Neil was the cool. He was the cool cucumber guy, the unflappable guy, and Buzz was more the
What did Neil do with the
emotional
rest?
guy?
What did he do with the rest of his life?
He just was an engineer. He
did he work after that?
I think he did. Did he work for NASA?
Yeah, but he was
They
just
all
a
get like a
figurehead.
gig for NASA. They're like the real. Yeah, you fucking. Hey, there's the guy that walked on the moon right there.
Did he get a parking spot?
Working at a desk. I'm sure he got like a
He
great
got the nice parking spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the biggest VIPs in the world, though, because like there's popes, but he was
a teacher. He taught engineering. There you go.
He was almost bigger than a head of state because everywhere in the world he's the first guy to do it. Like figureheads come and go, presidents come and go, but there's not one person in power that wouldn't want him at their table.
Yeah. What about if somebody finally goes to Mars? First guy on Mars. I think
That will be amazing.
bigger.
The moon is bigger because the first person to land on another body.
Leave Earth and
Leave. Mars would be bigger.
No, not than the moon, I don't think.
But
I don't know. You know
Oh
what?
my
Mars is
God, Mars.
But the
Mars is
moon
a
was
planet.
a milestone for people.
It's leaving the Earth and going somewhere else.
No one else did that.
The first time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately-
I would love to see people go back to the moon just because we have such great technology now as far as imaging and video and stuff.
how cool
it
would
would
that be?
look amazing. Like it would fucking look amazing.
We got a lot of billionaires that don't know what to do with their money. How about you do something?
Finance
They
that
will
shit.
eventually.
Yeah,
Holy
they're trying
fuck.
to privatize it, but it's too. You know what they did? They were like, all right, let's privatize space. Everybody get your fucking money together,
Right.
build some kind of spaceshipy thing, and have fun. Oh, and now we're just going to cut the space program also. Yeah, you need some overlap there. You need to have them get time to get up to speed. So why would you cut the space program down to nothing when people aren't really ready to privatize yet?
And what are they saying about the storage on our stupid smartphones compared to the Apollo 11
Oh,
mission?
the lunar module.
But how much more powerful are?
I have to look it up. I think a
Didn't they say like
standard pocket calculator has more computing power these days.
Isn't that
Pocket
amazing?
calculator.
I heard the smartphone. It was hundreds of times more.
It was nothing. It just it was nothing.
What did
on
it
that.
calculate?
Telemetry. Fucking course and direction.
Someone's asking. We play the Brian Regan "Walking on the Moon" bit. I don't know if I know that
Walking
one.
on the moon.
Walked on the moon.
On the moon.
We could play that going into break. Smartphones are like hundreds of times more powerful
than the
computers they use for Apollo 11. That's crazy.
I remember Gulf gas stations had during the Apollo 11 mission had this little cardboard thing, and you'd pop out the perforations, and you'd bend it and insert tab A into slot A.
That famous shit.
And you built a lunar module with it. And
If you did it right.
Well, yeah, and
What
you
a
had to get
dork.
a full tank of gas.
No, I think I did this too. It was kind of a big thing.
But you had to get a full tank of gas to do
get
it.
that. And Daddy wouldn't get
Dad wouldn't get the full tank of gas.
Knowing his kid wants to do this.
So I started crying and asking, that I wanted it. Why? And he's like, I don't need a goddamn full tank of gas.
Why wouldn't he get the full tank of gas?
He was probably broke. He had quarters from what he was stealing from the vending machines he was supposed to be
So he was
unloading.
balancing. It's like,
yeah.
I'll get a gallon or two of gas, and I got some beer money.
Back then, you could fucking, you get $1 worth, $2 worth of gas, and you're good for a couple of days.
It was Apollo 11, Ant?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up on eBay.
Oh.
I wonder how much that's worth.
I remember doing that.
Yeah.
I really
If
do.
you looked it
They
up,
were
I can't
great.
find it on my phone.
Cardboard. I think it was Gulf. It might
The Apollo guidance computer, by the way, had it had 2K of RAM.
2K of RAM.
Is that
Not
good?
bad, right?
Rockin'.
Is that good?
2 kilobytes of RAM?
Oh, for 1969, I'm sure it was
What do you
pretty,
get for
pretty sweet.
What do you get for 2K on your smartphone? What would that be?
I don't know, a contact.
Yeah. Is that about it?
Is that all it had was 2K?
Contact.
Is that it? You think?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
So wait, what is this thing?
So Ant's
Gulf.
right.
It's
Gas
like,
station,
I thought
Apollo
it was-
11.
Yeah, gas station, lunar module, cardboard.
Gas station thing for faggot kids. The Ant wanted it.
Why don't we just put a rover on the moon? Ant.
Oh, wow. How's he going to do
How's he
radio
gonna
from up
breathe?
there?
Why don't you just put a rover on the moon with some nice HD cameras?
Well-
Shut up the conspiracy guys.
I reckon.
Well, you got all these guys that have money that they just want to burn.
Yeah.
That would be kind of easy to do,
I
right?
don't know. I guess they figure might as well use it to go to Mars. Oh, there it is.
Good damn it.
That's
Look
it.
how, see, that wasn't easy to do.
$120.
120 bucks.
It's 45 years old.
It was Gulf. Wow.
You remembered it was golf. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I do remember it.
How is that worth nothing?
Look how complicated it is. It all starts with tab A into slot B.
Yeah. Oh, and it was cool.
And that one's in perfect condition.
And it was cool because the top came off of the base, you know? It was like, it worked just like the lunar module did. Yeah.
We should buy one.
That was cool.
I like to buy one and just break it in front of Anthony.
No.
And just try it.
Just step on it and kick it.
No.
See, that one, they didn't try to do it.
No.
No, you don't want
That's
you
why
want
it's
it.
There's a few of them.
See, look, we almost got ripped off. We could totally get these for $25.
Oh, man.
Some
But
asshole.
aren't they all open, though? That one's done in perfect condition.
This one looks pretty good. Look, $25.
Some
These are
asshole
completed.
saved this for 43 years, and it's only worth $25.
You
I
better
tell
have
you,
fucking a million of them. He must
eBay's
be
rough.
He must be Ben Gulf. That's his name. He's got them all.
He is.
Well, just because it's old doesn't mean.
Yeah. He gave a few to Teddy Esso many years ago. Yeah. And then Larry Beepy came over.
Beepy.
Yeah. And said, hey, Mickey Exxon's kid. All right, Jim, we got the joke. How many more am I going to name?
What did Armstrong do for fun? I want to know more about the man.
I don't know.
He collected child pornography. One small hand on my penis, one giant load on your shoe. Holy fuck. Yeah, he was a terrible man in real life.
Just awful. Yeah, he's dead. They check his computers. Nothing but kid porn.
Nothing but kid porn and fucking, they all had little space helmets on. He would dress them up like little spacemen and rape them. Jesus.
All his spaceman costumes had their ass missing.
Yeah.
He'd just say it was the oxygen line you had to plug into the suit.
He had like a little special blanket that just had like space stuff on it. So he'd put them on the bed like, yeah, you're bouncing on the moon.
Yeah, look, you're weightless.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the little special chair. It feels like a finger in your bottom, but it's really a special moon chair.
Make it sit on his lap in the centrifuge. So they were just mushed into his crotch.
Yeah. Spin it faster and faster as he's grinding down on his dick.
Yeah, he would take him into the simulator.
So that's what he did. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Very private man.
Yeah, let me show you how the lunar module is going to dock with the command module. Here, pull your pants down.
Here, first we have to get it wet with spit. He's a great American.
Great American. Yeah.
I would just love to know what he had to deal with where he wanted to yell and scream, I fucking walked on the moon.
He
Can you
never
please
really
fucking help
wrote
me?
about that.
Like, he couldn't get some like rebate.
That's what I mean. It's like
at rock bottom.
Yeah, just some dumb
screaming at
thing
some cashier.
where he's waiting online or something and no one is paying him any attention. He's like, I fucking walked on the moon.
Or how about some dumb kids like he's shuffling in a store or something and they're like, fucking old man.
Right.
Don't you move, you fucking dick.
That's the weird shit
He's
I
like,
think about.
I walked on the moon, you little
And now
fuck.
I'm just an asshole to these kids.
No one walked on the moon. It was all fake.
Right, he has
Oh,
to do
God,
with
he's just got to go. Oh.
That's when he wants Buzz Aldrin around
Yeah.
to take care of those
Buzz in
brats.
his fucking fist.
I bet his wife was so sick of hearing about it. Like, it's probably all he talked about. Like, while he'd fuck her, he'd be like, you ready for some moon cum? You ready for some? I'm going to give, that's right, lick my moonies. When she would lick his balls, he'd like, juggle the moonies. Juggle the moonies.
Juggle the moonies.
Oh, play with my module. She was like, right with the moon analogies and talk. We heard you.
Oh, top of my dick. Let's go for gimbal lock.
It was all space talk. Yeah.
Fuck, I want to know. I want to know those weird little fucking quirky things. Well, he was a great American. He was a hero.
Yes, he was.
Why aren't the flags at half-mast?
You'd think, right?
Why?
Who has to
that
say
seems like
that?
it would be a no-brainer.
I would assume that they would be. Now, why aren't they?
I don't know. Why haven't we had a...
Who says whether the
Didn't we used to have a day
of
of mourning and all that shit for some of this stuff
think
back
so.
in the day?
Why aren't the flags at half-staff?
I don't know. You think you would
Maybe they're
just
waiting
do
for
that?
his funeral. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
They'll wait for that.
Yeah.
He was a very, he just kind of lived a private life after that.
We had Buzz Aldrin in.
Yes, we did.
Fucking Buzz, man. How
We
cool
had
is
I would
that?
love to have met
Buzz
all those guys
Aldrin.
together.
How cool is that?
That was pretty goddamn cool.
I don't remember what we talked about, do you?
The moon.
That was it?
Well, I think we talked about the moon.
That was it?
What else do you talk to him about?
And
Yeah,
we were
he was
scared that he
cranky
might
even
punch
then.
us?
Might punch us.
He
was
signed
kinda
my. I
cranky.
bought something that he wrote, so he signed it. I have it framed in my house.
Oh, yeah.
And he signed my. He was. I told you, when I went to that fucking New Jersey Hall of Fame thing, me and Voss were
Yeah.
inducting Abbott and Costello,
Great.
and fucking Buzz was helping induct somebody. So we're all back in this dressing room area, and Buzz Aldrin's there. I had my picture with him from that day. And so he's walking by me with his wife, and I'm just standing there with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, Buzz, could you sign this picture of us? He goes, not now. I'll do it later. It was just me and him in the hallway. He was such a douchebag.
It's like you fake fucking didn't go to the moon guy, and he punches you.
And then I've told the story, but my ex walks over to me later, and she goes, give me the picture. I'm like, what? She goes, give it to me. He'll sign it. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he wants to fuck me. So she walks back over. Oh, my God. And she's like, she told me that Buzz was, like, flirting with her and chatting. And she's like, oh, yeah, my boyfriend brought a picture. He goes, yeah, I'll sign it. And so she went and brought it back, and he goes, well, I didn't mean right now. And his wife was getting annoyed, and she goes, just sign the picture, Buzz. So he actually signed it really nice. And then she slinked back over, and I put it back in my little fucking...
Just sign the fucking thing, Buzz.
She's had it with his fucking attitude.
But then as soon as that happened, a bunch of people started asking him for cell phone pictures.
Oh, no.
It really ruined his night.
It did.
So they were all on stage together at the very end, like after Bon Jovi performed. And I'm on there, and Buzz was there, and I'm trying to talk to him, and he completely ignored me.
He was so mad at you.
He was so... When he realized that the picture was the same one he had refused to sign, I was like, yeah, something, and he just like turned the other way and pretended he didn't hear me.
That's great. That's fucking great. I love it.
Buzz.
Wanted nothing to do with
he's
me.
Cranky, that Buzz.
He couldn't have wanted less to do with me.
Really?
We liked meeting him, though. That was a fun day.
Oh, it's fucking history right there. Not many people get to.
All right, we got the Brian Regan bit going in a break.
Hey.
It's kind of old news, but I think it still matters. The Dana White thing and
yes, Jon Jones,
the Shell son, and
we're supposed to be here today.
Yeah, we were supposed to have Jon Jones on the show today. You're right, Jimmy. We teased the fucking audio for 3 hours, and man, were people annoyed. And look, we don't have our excuses. We just fucking ran out of time. So we do have the audio. We could go through it.
Yeah, I would love to.
And I also want to talk about the Times Square shooting.
I like Sharapova.
She's supposed to come in. I think.
She's pretty cute, man.
We said yes. We'll see.
Damn.
Who is she?
She's one of the best tennis players ever.
Oh.
Sharapova.
Ever.
Very good.
One of the best
Make
ever.
the sexy dance for you. And,
she's supposed to come in, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you got the U.S. Open, and they're trying to sell tickets. So I think we're gonna have her and maybe Federer.
Yeah.
Maybe Roger Federer. Maybe. We said yes. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Sirius XM. Yeah, this is the Opie and Anthony Show.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Loverly.
I have a question.
Yes, Jim Norton.
Did we talk about why you cannot mention people's... Why is religion such a sacred thing in campaigns? Now, I know that we need religious freedom, but why can you not call someone's religion into question? Why the fuck is that so off limits? It's a choice you make. And, like, why can't you be called into question if you believe a man moved a rock after being dead for 3 days, or if you believe whatever that Mormon shit is?
I think it's because you have your own beliefs that are equally as silly if you look at them literally, and you don't want to open yourself up to that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the silliness of it. They call each other out for everything. Didn't you once say this word instead of that word? But yet this basic thing that dictates your thinking and your morality.
And you believe in, like, the magical stuff that happened. Magic.
No one can go, wow, you're an ass.
Yeah. Because it's easy to make fun of the Mormons, but, my God, the Catholic faith.
All of them.
Is pretty crazy. That's
sure.
the one I know
Nonsense.
pretty well, right?
Yeah.
All of them are idiocy. Idiocy.
My problem is, the Jesus dinosaur thing. And we have a lot of people that still believe that.
Yeah. Jesus sore. Yes.
That's where my line is.
Jeezy sore.
Come on, man. Really? That's really what you believe?
That's
and
one of
there's
the craziest.
senators. There's people in Washington that truly believe that.
Jesus.
A lot of them, too.
Riding the Velociraptor with the saddle on. That one's hilarious.
You think scientists just, when they get together for a few beers, just roll their eyes like, oh,
they laugh.
Fucking dummies.
They have to.
Yeah. They have to, right?
They have to.
We got people listening right now that believe that.
I know, though. They call up, they get angry. You know, they carved them there. Shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Who's going to win this thing? Romney?
I think Romney. Even though
Obama? What's going to happen
You know
there?
Obama seems very vulnerable, let's say. I've just noticed, like, a quick thing. I was driving around the other day. I'm on the expressway, going quite a few exits, and I'm just looking around at the backs of cars. Remember 4 years ago, the unbelievable amount of Obama change bumper stickers that were on cars and stuff? I barely saw any Obama bumper stickers.
You see more of those?
Not really a scientific polling method, but it just showed like.
Well, people would say they don't like putting bumper stickers on their new cars.
Well, some of these Obama fans, and believe me, 4 years ago, I saw a fuckload of them.
Remember, that's what radio stations started saying. Well, you know, the bumper sticker.
That's why you need a window cling.
I think that's where that came from.
It was. People might not want bumper stickers on their cars.
On their brand new cars.
So we got window clings that don't resemble the actual thing anyway, you fucking asshole.
You gotta write the book, man. That's a whole chapter.
Yeah,
window clings. Wow, window clings.
A window cling. I think Obama's very vulnerable right now. I think
a little uptick in the economy though, and it's a done deal. He gets reelected
in a couple of months.
He just needs a little uptick.
Good fucking luck in a couple of months.
I know.
He really is coming across like he's not doing much of anything, and he's been campaigning like crazy to keep the job, but without really looking like he's doing a good job. You know what I mean?
Wow! Look at all that red on the map.
Yeah, but then the blue states are the ones that like they're
some blues.
They got the big fucking.
A lot of red. Wow, the middle of the country just fucking hates Obama.
Oh, they are.
And Democrats in general. There wasn't one blue.
No, they are very, very Republican.
I've always known that, but when you see it on a map, wow.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah.
What is that about? We just don't know that part of the country.
It's always been the way with the middle of the country.
That's why that's why our next live broadcast we should just fucking dead center of the country somewhere.
Absolutely.
Let's see what that's all about.
Yes, as long as I don't have a gig there that weekend, I'll be happy to do this.
Exactly.
Do they pay?
No.
They said They said it wasn't right. They were going to take care of that one.
Blatter said that, but I haven't
heard anything.
I know.
A lot of Obama supporters think it's going to be another, clean sweep, and
it's going to be very close.
But they've goofed so much on Romney and with their friends, and watching the news especially and stuff like that. So they think that that's the thinking. Like, oh man, Obama's got it wrapped up. No one's going to vote for this retard,
Yeah.
Because that's how they speak amongst themselves. But if you look outside that and look at the middle of the country, like you said, Obama's in trouble in this one. I'm not saying it's a slam dunk either way, but to think that it's impossible that Romney can win this is very silly thinking. Not that I want the Democrats running out to the polls. Stay home. It's fine. But I think Romney's got a real shot at this.
I think Romney's going to win because I think a big part of the appeal for Obama was we wanted a black president.
The first black president.
I mean, it's like, I really do not, it's people who cry racism about Obama annoy me because I never think of him as the black president. I literally just get annoyed.
24 hours a day.
But it doesn't even occur to me. It's like literally I get irritated at the fact that I like him, but I think he's a tax and spend liberal, which annoys me. Yeah. His race is irrelevant to me.
Right.
Like, I wanted a black president. I thought that would be a great step forward. But it's like, I don't give a fuck at all about that. When I get annoyed at him, I never think of it. And like when he got bin Laden, I didn't think of it. He's up for the same ridicule as every other president.
Sure. But the second you do it, a lot of people will say, well, you just don't like him because he's black, and you're racist, and you just don't like a black president, all that shit. But, yeah, the truth of the matter is, if it was a white guy with the same policies, I wouldn't like him either. Believe me. But we'll see what happens.
I wish they had a better guy than Mitt Romney.
Yeah, I know.
He's such a fucking wishy-washy bucket of jizz.
Fuddy-duddy.
No personality whatsoever.
Bore. He's just not a likable guy. He's a smart guy, but he's not likable.
Even Bush had a personality. It was a little strange, but
at first it was weird with Bush.
But he had a
kind of put him in the same.
I think Romney's personality is
He was
way
hilarious. He's
worse
funnier than
Bush's.
Obama, and he was funnier than fucking this stiff Romney.
Bush actually had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
He really did.
But
who was the last stiff we had in office? Like, just over-the-top stiff?
Jimmy Carter? George Bush Sr.?
Bush Sr. was kind of, he was kind of stiff.
Because, I mean, Obama has the personality. Bush, we have discovered,
it was funny.
Hilarious.
Clinton
had personality.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Clinton definitely did.
So Bush Sr.? Reagan had the personality.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Bush Sr. or Carter?
Nixon.
Nixon had a personality.
I know, yeah.
He was full of personality.
Dwight Eisenhower.
Romney just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you really don't know. You really don't get a good feel of somebody's personality until they are president.
But I'm with Jimmy. I mean, that's the best choice for the Republicans. That's just fucking weird to me.
They're such dumb. Ron Paul to me.
But then, the same shit happens with the Democrats.
Yeah.
But at least the lineup that we had to choose.
Terrible.
It was unbelievable. Herman Cain.
Newt Gingrich, they threw that fat fuck out again. I'm telling you, they purposely do it because they know who they want. They want Romney. So what they have to do is stack him against such fucking garbage, which they did. Herman Cain's a dummy. Fucking Newt Gingrich is a fat cunt.
Santorum, let's not forget about him.
Santorum's a cunt. Ron Paul, I thought made a lot of sense, and I love the fact that he won when it comes to auditing the Fed. But
he's a rock star.
He's just, first of all, he's very old. And second of all, he's just a little too off the beaten path for people. And they were never going to push him, and he had no shot at the nomination. Yeah. So what they do is they throw all this fucking dog shit at us, with the exception of Ron Paul, and they make it look, well, of course I would look good next to Gingrich, that fucking fat whinging asshole. What a fucking fat whiner.
He made it fun for a while.
Oh, he's so hateable.
He made it fun, though.
I literally hope he falls into an elevator shaft and paralyzes himself.
What about Bachmann?
Oof.
I got vibes from her when I met her.
Really?
Yeah, she kept looking at it.
That's a good question people are asking. Are you better off now than we were 4 years ago? It's the old standard, who do I vote for?
Feels the same to
Did
me.
they do a good job? 4 years ago, are you
just
better? Does it feel the same?
To me, just the same.
I don't think so. I think we're a much more polarized
What has changed in your
nation.
life in 4 years?
Well, I don't feel as secure as I did as far as what could happen with, jobs and things like that.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Obama.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Our industry is just dying.
Why? Then, well, you know what? Then why isn't it being, why aren't things being done to bring it back? Huh? Like it's like, oh, that has nothing to do with Obama. Well, it's his administration. It should have something to do with it.
I feel my life's just the same.
Really?
But we wanted better. We needed better. There was a lot of promises.
Yeah.
I think this. What I'm trying to say is, feeling just the same is bad too. We wanted more. We wanted a lot more, no matter who we are.
I think the country has a much more. For how he got up there during the inauguration and
that's what I'm
campaigning,
getting at.
talking about how he's going to elevate this country. Oh, it's going to be great. And we seem more depressed than ever as a nation. The people don't really seem to have faith in anything.
Because there's a big letdown.
Yeah. And as far as the country goes on the whole, people don't have faith in business, in industry, in technology. It's just this thing like, I hope I got a job tomorrow.
I'll tell you why. Because with Obama, even people he had this weird air around him, like this thing, like he was an outsider almost. Because he hasn't been in politics long enough to be one of these, like, fucking 30-year lying, ingrained pieces of shit.
Brand new liar.
But there was something about him that people felt. He really does want transparency. He really does want this stuff.
Transparency. That's the first fucking casualty of his presidency.
But, I mean, I think that's what people felt.
Yeah.
And I believe that he was sincere when he said he wanted it.
I don't. At all.
I actually don't. I do believe
I don't at all believe he wanted transparency. That motherfucker clammed up the second he stepped into that White House.
Well, I think that, again, when you get the gig, there's things that you realize that you can't. Like he gave McChrystal the 30,000 troop. I respect the fact that he did that instead of sticking with, well, I said I wouldn't.
How long did it take?
Well,
Jesus Christ, he got to have his head beat in before he fucking released the troops that the general was saying we need.
That was a big one, though.
Yeah, of course it was. But you know what?
But I think that when people see the fact that he couldn't get these things done, and they believe that if anybody, at least in the political realm now, maybe Ron Paul's another guy, that can at least be a maverick or somebody who feels like they're a little outside the system, right. And then he goes in and he just spins his wheels, and you're like, God, there really is no way. Like, if a guy from outside came in, or felt like outside came in and shook things up a little, you'd be like, all right, even if you didn't like him. But it just feels like when you come from that place and people feel good about it, or like, wow, this is different, and you spin like in a habit trail. People are like, what the fuck? It depresses everybody.
But I see him as another president that was a great campaigner. Great campaigner, lousy fucking president.
But, I mean, you think the system's set up where it made it tough for him to get anything done? Because I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why?
I believe that's part of the problem, and I think if Romney's elected, we're going to see that same problem as well. Maybe not as much, I don't know. But I think the system itself is fucked up.
Yeah, but you hear a lot of people say, well, the Republicans shut down Obama. They didn't want anything passed. And then the thing you hear a lot also is, well, have you ever heard of somebody saying that they hope he fails as president? That's not patriotic. That's not. It's like, but the reason they were saying they hope he fails as president is because they think if he got to enact a lot of the stuff he wanted to, that it would be detrimental to the country. So the better of the two things is him failing in his mission.
Well, Romney's now promising a lot. So now let's say he gets in and, we don't see change again. Man, this country's going to be fucking pissed.
It's going to be the same stuff. Like, the problem is when a guy like that gets in, then the companies do what they want, and you see what scumbags they are. It's like there's no answer. It's very frustrating because I don't hate Obama at all, and I didn't hate Bush. But when I look back and I was for the war and I supported it, we never should have done it. It was wrong, and I was wrong to support it. Look at Afghanistan. They beheaded 17 fucking people at a dance party.
I'd like to do the same at some of these fucking dance parties.
Why would you do that?
Because they're just awful.
That's fucked up.
They were just dancing. It's a head chop-off dance.
Yeah.
The amazing finale.
It was a chicken dance. I stand corrected. I apologize, Taliban. Lop, 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 lop. Da-da-da-da-da.
Hey, if you're at that music event, how many beheadings would you sit through before you're like, I gotta go, man. This is too much for me.
Well, they were doing the hokey pokey, and then they thought someone said, you put your head in. Oof.
It's not. Come on. It's not. It's all right. Give yourself a chance. What's the story? Why did they do this? Besides
they were
being
dancing.
savages?
That's it.
Well, yeah, it's the Taliban does not like parties and music. And
why would you take that chance? We all learned from Footloose.
Those people should overthrow. If they can't overthrow this fucking Taliban,
Gotta be careful. Huh?
That would be funny if Kevin Bacon tried to pull that move over there, drinking his Jack.
I gotta go footloose.
Head loose.
He's all mad, fucking hitting his little car in the little warehouse. They just chase him around.
Yeah.
He's doing backflips and cartwheels, and then they're just chasing him with big machetes, like a comedy troupe.
And then at the end, they all dance together because they realize he was right.
They dance and they're holding his head.
In honor of him. Wow, that's fucked up. But, we had the shooter in Times Square, and a lot of people stuck around to check it out as it was going down, right? I wonder how many beheadings you'd sit through before all right.
All right.
Enough. Let's do something else.
Just what lousy. Do you know what they are? They're fucking lousy people.
Yeah.
They're simply lousy fucking people.
It's this archaic thinking, this primitive fucking thinking.
Let me ask you this. In America, how many guys do you think you could recruit, Americans, to actually behead people?
Well, that'd be a tough one. They'd have to be all lunatic, fucking crazy murderers in the first place.
The answer would be not many.
No.
And you would know they would be completely crazy.
Yeah.
But over there, it seems like a lot of people could do this.
They love lapping heads off over there, don't they?
I'll do it for the show.
For the show, I'll cut someone's head off if you want me to, guys. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a religion that they adhere to it, and they're animals.
What band was playing? Music event.
That's true.
Anyone good?
Too shy, hush, hush.
I was going to say, I would understand if it was Nickelback or something.
Nickelback, maybe?
It's Nickelback, of course. You're going to get angry enough to behead people.
They couldn't have found somebody Jewier. The Taliban had enough. They were taunting the Taliban.
Stupid Nickelback. Avril Lavigne is engaged to Nickelback guy.
Yeah, huh?
That's a little weird.
Yeah. Wasn't she married before or something?
Yeah. She was married to that dude, the short dude. We met him once.
She must be a real
lead singer, Sum 41.
Yeah, we drank with that guy.
She must be a cunt.
Remember?
I bet.
We drank with him, too.
Yeah.
At that weird MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
With Busta Rhymes.
Oh, God, yeah.
He hung out at the bar.
They all smelled like weed.
Yeah. It was just some kind of music event.
Yeah, you know, God knows what it is over there.
It was a dance party.
And it was in Taliban-controlled land.
That's pretty stupid.
So
why would you dance around in Taliban land?
Just dumb, right? Dancing sucks to begin with.
Yeah, fuck them.
Now you're gonna
let's just pull
chance
out
of beheading.
You know what? If the Taliban lop all their fucking heads off,
yeah, who cares?
Too bad. Rise up yourselves and fight them.
Right.
The awful imperialist West. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of Iraq. Mind our business. Let them just keep chopping heads off over there. It's not our business.
Let's take care of the problems at home first.
Hey,
exactly.
How about that, guys?
Sean in Alabama knows who is performing at the music event. Yes, Sean.
Hey, Hope, it was a Talking Heads.
Oh, like how he says it was the Talking Heads.
Yeah, just say talking heads.
Oh, boy.
Come on, it's not bad.
What?
Not bad.
Oh, I see what happened.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I get it now. I get it. It was a mixed sex party. What? So there was men and women there.
Oh, well then, fuck them.
I mean, if it was dancing and partying, I don't know. But now I know that there was women there.
Sure, those creeps, they all like fucking bachabazi in that fucking country. A lot of boy fuckers.
Boys, they love their boys.
A lot of boy fucking over there.
Mm-hmm. They love fucking their boys.
They just don't like women, huh?
I don't know.
Why would you want to cover them up so much? I just don't get it.
Don't get it.
The weakness of those men.
Yes.
The weakness.
It is weakness, right?
Can't handle. Can't handle looking at her hair.
You know what? You just reminded me of something. I was down in where the fuck, Wildwood, Diamond Beach, and one of these couples set up on the beach with kids.
Oh no.
The woman was head to toe covered.
On the beach.
I swear to you, it was 90+ degrees.
Oh, how do they do it?
We were dying under our dumb umbrellas in our dumb bathing suits,
How do
right?
they do that?
And I forgot about this. We're all checking out for like 20 minutes. The guy is looking like a regular American in a bathing suit, no shirt on, just enjoying the beach. And she's just sitting there struggling. He's in a beach chair. I swear to you. She's sitting on a towel, a blanket. You know how uncomfortable that gets after like 2 minutes?
She knows her place.
And then she had to put the lotion on the guy. We're watching this whole thing go down, and people all around this couple, and they had a couple of small kids, were just beyond outraged. Like, how would you deal with this?
Well,
it's amazing.
It's not, but you're supposed to respect other cultures.
Yeah,
But what
no
you
one
should
said
do
a
is look
thing.
at them. No, but you should look at them and go, do you know how fucking ridiculous you look at the beach in that outfit?
The guy,
you look dumb.
The guy, I mean, and it could be many religions, so I'm just going to say it. He looked like a complete asshole to allow this.
And
in
how
America.
do people tolerate that as far as women's rights go, and how women are treated?
I didn't see
how do they tolerate that?
She wasn't in black. She sort of had part of her face uncovered, but the guy.
What? Oh,
the
man.
guy
Def.
had just bathing suit. That's it. And she had to be dying in this thing.
Yeah.
And she had to sit on the fucking blanket next to him as he's in a really nice beach chair just hanging out.
If a guy was on the towel, let's see, that to me is more detrimental than smacking a woman in the face.
What do you mean?
Because if a guy was on the beach and he just smacked his chick in the face, people would come over and be outraged.
Right.
You motherfucker. They would unload on him. But dressing her up like that on the beach is worse than that, I think.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. She's in the ocean with one. Do they have gloves on, too?
I don't know.
This woman does have a glove on. I don't know why.
Yeah. But
so you can't see her skin.
Disgusting people.
Look,
they're disgusting.
Now, look, okay, you can't really question it because it's part of his religion, I guess. But this is my question. You know, it's a really hot day. You know, this is how you guys do things. Why would you take her to the beach?
Because he wants to go.
Because they're
he wants to go.
He wants to
fucking
go.
awful people.
And she had to sit behind him, I noticed, too, because he had the prime chair. He was looking at the ocean. He had a nice little refreshing drink, and she was uncomfortable on the blanket behind him.
I'm sick of fucking women bitching about like their rights and stuff when shit like this goes on and no one says anything. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone. What am I saying? Who cares?
But we all, I mean, just complete strangers. You're making eye contact with complete strangers going, what?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at this shit. That's funny.
I don't know. Hey, Times Square. Turns out the cops...
Empire State Building.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Times Square was the last one.
I know. God.
That was the other guy with the knife.
Yeah, no kidding. That was very recent, too.
Yeah. This guy with the Empire State Building. It wasn't a mass shooting that the guy did. It wasn't like he wanted to go to the Empire State Building and shoot people up. He had his target, one guy, an ex-boss of his.
Right.
He was disgruntled.
Right.
He wanted to go up and did exactly what he wanted to, shot him, and started walking away. And apparently a construction worker saw him and told the cops, hey, that guy just shot somebody.
Right.
And the cops went to approach him. He spun around, pulled his gun out on the cops. The cops unload on him, killing him. But in the meantime, they also shot 9 people that were in the area, either by, I think 2 of them got shot with genuine bullets.
Right.
And the rest got ricochets and fragments. Yeah, all the injuries were done by the police department.
You think Bloomberg's like, oh boy. Bloomberg's a big gun guy, anti-gun guy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can't. Yeah, here it is. Here's the video, the surveillance video. There's a guy, comes around the planter, 2 cops. Now he pulls the gun. One cop goes to take cover. The other cop's one-arming it.
There's the headshot. That's the headshot.
Good shot right there.
To all the people that complain about Big Brother and the cameras, this is the beauty of having cameras everywhere.
Yeah, look at this. All right. Yeah, he walks around. He's like,
he's walking sort of in the street between the planters.
Now the cops go, hey, you. And he pulled his gun on him.
Now
that guy's trying some cover and concealment.
Now, I got to go back and show you something that you didn't notice.
Yeah.
We have another situation of a grown adult leaving their child. Get ready to pause.
Where?
Get ready to pause.
I see it.
Oh, the woman in white?
Yes.
She runs off.
Yeah.
She lets go. Her little daughter is fucking just...
I think they were holding hands even. Now, a lot of people think the woman in the black was the mom because she runs the complete opposite direction. No, if you see the surveillance footage, you'll see a mom and a daughter, and the mom just takes a right turn and takes off.
She totally Costanza's that bitch.
Oh, my God.
Watch the move she makes. Fuck that. And there's the kid still walking like, hey, Mom, where you going?
Where you going?
You see that?
She abandoned her kid.
But then again, it's easy to say, what the fuck? But
I don't know what you're going to do.
Who knows what the fuck happens in your brain?
Oh, you can see that guy gets shot like 3 times.
I love the fat lady who runs in the foreground in the black.
Oh, yeah.
Her fucking big fat monster head.
She hasn't exercised in decades, but she knows when to run when she has to.
With the big purse. Look at Fatty. Wait till she comes back.
Watch this move she makes.
Big panicking elephant. Look at her stampeding. Her hair is...
Why are we laughing at this? This is horrific.
Ha ha, look at the people run for their lives.
Thank you, Danny. Fucking horrific.
Now, obviously, you can't say what you would do, what anybody should do. No one can second-guess these guys. But if you look at the tape, what you just see on just looking in, not knowing anything else.
Right.
One of the cops, the second the guy pulls the gun out, he gets behind the planter, 2-hand grip on his gun, and starts shooting and using the planter in between him and the gunman. Look, he's over. Now the gunman moves out a little. He moves closer to the planter.
Right.
The other cop steps into the middle of the sidewalk. He's one-handing it. He's fucking Mannix. He's got the one hand out, and he's shooting wildly. Real weird.
That's ridiculous.
Why? Why the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's like strafing and trying to fire.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of outrage over the fact that
because people knew it was
no one died, and they dispatched the problem. But yeah, this is going to be a training video.
Can you go frame by frame with the mom? I want to see when she bails.
Are they holding hands? Let me see.
Well, no, but they're right next to you. That's
right
obviously her kid.
It's obviously her kid.
And then watch the right turn. Actually, she cuts her kid off. She runs right in front of the kid, too. Watch. And...
See, at this point, she realizes that there's a problem.
Yeah, she's got her foot dug in. She's ready to steal second.
And the bad part is the kid doesn't know any better, so the kid turned her head to the left to look. And the mom's like, you don't look, you run.
You can see right there, though, he's still holding his Stetson. Now, if you go 2 more frames in, by then he's dropped his hat. He's obviously turning back, and he's looking towards the knoll.
Look at that guy.
Why didn't that guy get off his bench?
Yeah, that guy's just reading.
I just want to see the sea lion run back again. I love how, look at her head. Her head is, if anything should have taken a bullet, it's this lady's head.
Oh, my God. And she's got her hands on her head.
She immediately broke down.
She's panic mode.
Yeah, she's
panicking.
It's easy to look on and laugh, but fuck. Fuck that.
That bench was a bad place because that's right behind the guy.
You just never know.
Word.
You probably felt lucky that you got a seat on the bench.
Yeah, I don't know, there's something to be said for Darwinism, and that lady, she just sometimes, she's got to be the gazelle for the lion sometimes, They got to eat. Lions got to eat.
Lion got to eat, yo. Let's see what she is. She's falling all over herself.
Oh God,
that guy fell down dead.
That's great because he does. You can see him get shot twice before he falls. He does like this little move. Then he drops his bag, and then he just topples over dead.
And a lot of people are like, why do they have to cuff him? Supposedly, he was still alive after they shot him
he was moving a little bit.
That's gotta suck with bullets in you to get cuffed.
Ow, yeah.
Ow, 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 ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
My bullet wound's out.
When all you want to do is use your hands to hold your head because it aches.
Oh, man.
God, she knew how to run, huh?
Well, we should definitely ban some guns.
Yes, exactly, from the police. Oh, wait, maybe not.
We both attacked Kim Kardashian at the same time.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian's a fucking idiot. Again, she's like, these gun laws have to be changed. And then I was like, well, here's a list.
Well, she mentioned the Chicago thing.
Yeah.
19 people were shot in Chicago as well.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing, though.
So she's like, we gotta have
gun laws.
Gun laws.
I heard the most. It was the most. The easiest way to sum everything up, and it was in a car that was passing me. You know how you just kind of hear a snippet of whatever's going by in someone's car? So someone had some talk radio on, and as it went by me, it was just like, adding gun laws doesn't really take the guns out of the hands of the irresponsible. And that was all I heard.
And that's all you
needed. I just throw my hands up in the parking lot. I'm like, yes!
That's all you need. It's fucking true.
That's the whole argument, and it couldn't have been more true.
I love hearing 3-second conversations as I walk on the sidewalk.
At least ones that have a beginning, a middle, and an end that all make sense.
How is that?
But sometimes you hear some shit, you're like, fuck, I want to follow that person now. What the hell was that about?
There was Kim Kardashian. She said her dumb shit, and then I just posted, I was like, okay, here are the laws for New York City. Here are the laws for New York City, and here's what it takes to get a gun, and here's what happens if you don't have this in place and you have a gun. Here's what laws you're breaking. Here's the prison terms. Here's all the info you need as far as what New York City's already doing as far as laws go. What more laws can you possibly pass? Well, you can't.
The second this thing went down on, what was that, Friday, my dad posted like a picture of like a revolver, and like the barrel is tied in a knot, and it was like, enough already. And it's like, enough of what? Enough of what? If a crazy person wants to get something done with a gun, they're going to go and they're going to have the means to find that gun if they're motivated enough and carry out whatever their intended plan was.
Let me ask you this. Was he a legal gun owner?
No, he never was. And I said the same thing. I said, if you think it's so easy, because I said, well, what should we do about it? He goes, make them more difficult to get. I said, they're already difficult to get. And I laid out the whole thing. I know New York. I can't speak for Jersey or Connecticut, but I know New York. And it's very difficult to do anything in New York.
If you don't have a license, which means you went through all kinds of background checks in New York, and forget about the city, I'm just talking New York State, you cannot even walk into a gun store and say, could I see that? And have him take a pistol out and hold it.
But
and
how did this guy get his gun?
Kind of feels good. He went to Florida back in 91. He bought a gun in Florida in 1991 and then brought it up here. The second he left Florida, it became an illegal weapon.
But it still should be harder to get, though, because the thinking is that if he didn't have that gun, if it had been harder to get in Florida, then the cops would not have had to, like if it was a knife or another weapon, the cops wouldn't have had to pull and fire into a crowd.
You don't think if he wanted a gun, he would have been able to get one in some, or even if the criteria was more stringent in Florida? He wanted a gun, and he's had it. It wasn't like he bought it spur of the moment. He had it since 1991.
Let me ask
wasn't rusty.
Should we have the same gun laws in every state? Would that help?
No, a lot of states don't want that. Some states are very adamant about where they are.
So is that part of the problem, that it's easy to get guns in other states?
I'm not going to call it a problem. It's part of what it is. It's part of what the states. The states have their own fucking laws as far as guns go. Some have no licensing. Some have strictest as motherfucker licensing.
Well, we all know if you could get a gun easier in another state, it's so easy to get it to New York City.
And it's illegal to do it, though. What other laws are... You can't stop people from buying something because you can then bring it somewhere else.
Well, I'm just asking the tough questions.
I have a solution.
I know.
I'm just asking the tough questions because it's not going to scare anyone if they go to another state to get a gun legally and then bringing it to New York, because they know no one's going to fucking check your trunk or anything for a gun.
How about 2 years mandatory prison sentence?
That's what I'm asking.
But that's what they have.
If you're caught in New York with a gun, regardless if you use it or not, you could take your gun and beat some man over the head that's stabbing a nun, and you will get 2 years in prison just for having that gun.
Mandatory, right?
Mandatory.
So is that enough of a deterrent for some people?
No, but 10 years won't be enough of a deterrent.
I'm just asking.
Oh, I'm just arguing.
I haven't. By the way,
I don't even know what my stance is on this one.
I have the solution. This way, each state can have their own gun laws. What you do is in the guns when you make them, you put something that is impossible to take out, that makes the gun traceable, trackable. Like I don't want to say a chip. What's that? Or some type of something in there. So the second that gun crosses state lines, there's a GPS track that knows it's done that.
Oh, that's crazy. You can't infringe on somebody's privacy like that.
No.
But it's tracking guns. It would be then tracking people that have guns. No one would go for that.
But you put something where it does not activate or do that, or maybe you need a warrant to do, or there should be safeguards in place so that people's privacy is not infringed on, and so that people who are just honest gun owners are not tracked.
That's logistically pretty hard to do, and then no one would trust the fact that you have something that's tracking in your gun. No one would trust the fact that it's not being abused to
well, why not, though?
see
I mean,
where
it's
you're
happening
going.
in our cell phones every day as we speak. Anyway.
That's exactly in our cell phones. They can track. They can track our
But
GPS
you know what?
in cars.
A cell phone isn't sold with the feature, hey, we can find you. It's part of what it is. If you say we're going to take a gun and put a tracking device in it, it'd be hell to pay.
But why? Think about it though. But because I know. But look at it would, I think, help a lot of the problem. The minute that gun crossed the state line, a sensor goes.
And you don't think some homie would fucking know how to just bash it out with a nail or something?
Not if it's mashed into the.
You got to mush it in there good.
You really put a lot of tape on it.
Mush it in there.
I don't see that happen. It sounds good, but it's a little naive, Jimmy.
But why?
To think that
why,
could
with
be
technology the way it is, why should guns have the same traceability they had in 1506?
With technology the way it is, we're still firing out lead slugs really fast at someone.
Lasers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to throw this metal at you really fast.
But no, I think that's very doable.
Do you think gun violence is a huge problem in this country?
I think in certain inner city areas it is. I don't think these 1 in 1,000 fucking 1 in a million.
I think there's way worse things.
Gun violence is a problem the same way that red wine will make you live forever. It's one of those stories that pops up every now and again. It's hot now and then it goes away.
Well, the second part of it, because I was going somewhere with this. I mean, cars kill so many more fucking people every year.
But they see that as a necessity. We need to get around. It's a necessary evil.
But we talk about it a lot on this show. We could easily make our highways better. We choose not to.
How about the fact that
why? Because it costs? What is that
cost?
about?
It is cost.
Because we know that is a major fucking problem.
I think the driving test should be a lot harder.
Hold on. We pretty much, every single one of us knows at least one person that has died in a car accident.
Oh, yeah.
I know, I'm trying to think, probably at least 10.
If you knew that many people that died of anything else, you'd be like, wow, something's got to be done.
Right. But we choose not to. We can make it safer. We absolutely can. I know they've changed. I know we've changed some of the shit in our cars and stuff, but it's the highways themselves. Some of the shit we do is crazy.
We all accept the risk of driving.
Right.
We accept it. People have acceptable risk with certain things, and they don't have any tolerance for it in other things, like guns. People don't like the idea that guns are around, yet they hop in a car every day knowing that their odds of getting killed by that car are a fuck of a lot better than it is with a gun.
And alcohol and everything else you throw into the fucking mix.
I think there should be a much more difficult driving test. I think too many people are out there driving with such basic knowledge of driving.
Right.
I think you ought to have a knowledge of what your machine is even doing, how it works.
Well, I think the same should be said for gun purchases as well. You should know how your weapon works, and you should have to be able to pass some kind of range exam. You should know how it works and take it. Yeah, because anybody could just go. Not anybody, but I mean, if someone wants to go and just buy a rifle, they could just do that. Right. As long as they have a clean history, nothing going on, they can do that and not know how the thing
I just think this problem is blown out of proportion all the fucking time in the media.
And then you look at something like Chicago, again, a banner weekend for Chicago fucking shootings. And this happens every single weekend in Chicago. But for some reason,
I guess those people aren't as important because they're not a movie theater full of people, and it's not one gunman, and it's black on black. If a white guy, or a group of white people were shooting 37 people over the weekend, this weekend, 37 people were shot, 9 killed in Chicago. If there was just a roving gang of white people doing this, it would be insane. But why does the race matter so much when the end result is these people are dead?
Why is this so bad in Chicago?
And here's why.
And who's second and how far behind?
When you got someone like Rahm Emanuel in there tying the police hands behind their back, and you have this liberal fucking government in Chicago, they don't want to do what's tough to do, which is crack down on these motherfuckers. How about some fucking stop and frisks? No, we can't do that. So they live with 37 people getting shot, 9 killed every weekend.
I'm not done with my idea. Oh. I'm telling you, if you put something that you cannot take out, that fucking guns can be traced, why would anybody object to it? Like, why would law-abiding citizens object to that if they know the motive is to track when things are brought illegally? Like, if you're an honest gun owner and you have a gun at your house and all your guns are legal, like, there's no reason for that to ever come up. It's of no value.
So if I drive somewhere and I cross a state line to get to a state that I'm legally able to carry in, that sensor's going to go off?
Yeah.
And track me. I don't want that.
But not necessarily track. But again, your cell phone, your cell phone.
Let them use my cell phone.
But what's the greater good? A gun owner not liking himself being tracked, or
because the government doesn't care if you have phones. The government does at some point care that you have guns. And that's been the whole gist of the Second Amendment, is the fact that the people should be uninfringed upon to own guns and not have to be accountable to the government as to where they are with that gun at any moment. There are laws you must adhere to, but that's what the laws are for.
They never saw this coming, though. Honestly, I firmly believe in the Second Amendment, but they never saw this coming. They never saw this problem. They had no comprehension that this problem would exist the way it does. There's no way that the mindset of the people, I've said this before, who wrote the Constitution does matter. There's no way that they understood the amount of civilians that would be killed with. First of all, I don't think guns were as portable, but like all the things that have changed, they just didn't see coming.
You don't think they saw there was going to be? They saw it in their own history, especially during the Revolutionary War, the advancement of weaponry. They saw it. They knew weapons were going to advance. They didn't put a fucking footnote in there that said, well, if weapons get to the point where they can do this, then we got to change it. They knew it was going to advance. They saw an advancement. So why wasn't something put in there as a stopgap measure?
Because maybe what they didn't see was the breakdown of society, or the way life is not valued as much. They probably didn't see gay marriage coming either. Like, there's so many things that have happened in a couple hundred years that they never saw coming, and they didn't count for it.
Did any of the founding fathers talk later in their lives about some of this shit?
Oh, I don't know.
Like last week?
They were probably all old when they wrote it, though. I mean, none of those guys
were pretty old.
I mean, they were probably at least in their 40s or 50s.
You think there was one guy that went, uh-oh.
All of their quotes that I've read on the Second Amendment has been very pro-Second Amendment.
Later in their lives?
During their entire lives. They always have these quotes about the fact that the people, it's their right to be armed, and why they gave them that right. And it's been pretty consistent throughout their lives from the quotes I've read.
Sure.
I don't know. It just seems to me that if you have a societal breakdown, if you have fucking inner city crime and shit like that, it's a horrible thing to do, to infringe upon your rights, to try to stop something instead of dealing with the actual problem.
But the founding fathers, for all and as much as I've shit on them for being slave owners, I mean, they did do some brilliant things with the bill, obviously. They had the original, whatever the original Bill of Rights was, or the original Constitution. They did, the Miranda rights were not in that. I mean, that was Edwin Miranda, I think. Years later, that came in the 1900s, I think, right?
Well, yeah, you can.
But I mean, that's how
the Constitution but you can only do it if you're not taking away a right. You can add to a right. You can't take away a right with another amendment.
I don't want to take a right away. I'm only saying as far as what they foresaw happening. This was a group of people very concerned about government infringement, so concerned they wanted to arm themselves, but they didn't even think to put in that you had to be told what your rights were. Like this basic thing that we take for granted that's so obvious now, there was a very long time where that didn't exist.
Well, we had to wait for Miranda to be born.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Do you also think those puritanical motherfuckers would have allowed First Amendment protection for rap lyrics? Do you honestly think you say, well, they didn't know how it was going to get. Do you honestly think those motherfuckers, those church-going Christian Jesus motherfuckers, would have liked to protect, with the First Amendment, that kind of speech?
No, I'm sure they wouldn't have.
I'm sure they wouldn't have either.
But
so you can't constantly look as to what they would have thought.
But but their intent was to cover unpopular speech. Like the stuff that they were saying that was unpopular, even though the language, nobody talked like that back then, but they were protecting things that were anti-government and like things that were as rebellious as rap lyrics are considered now.
Right, yeah.
You didn't curse and go, yo, niggas back then. But when you
I think Ben Franklin did.
I'm sure he did, but he whispered it. But when you said things back then, it was eloquent, but it was about the government. But they were as anti, what's the word I'm looking for? As against the grain, maybe, as rap lyrics are. So I think they would have been a lot more, and I don't think that they would have not had the Second Amendment, even if they foresaw, but I think that they would have reworded it, or they would have been comfortable with certain restrictions being put on, or certain things being put in place. I don't think they would have been like, it's a free-for-all. They didn't see society breaking down like it has. They just didn't see it coming.
No, but a societal breakdown doesn't mean you have to infringe on someone's rights. And I think, as far as what you're saying about the First Amendment and them, protecting speech that was as rebellious then as, certain rap lyrics are now, well, you can apply that to the Second Amendment also, knowing you have to assume that they knew things were going to change, even with the First Amendment and protected speech. So the second, you had to know that they knew that was going to change, and nothing's put in there. As far as this is inalienable. Inalienable. Thank you. I had a mind fart right there. It's so simple and so basic that your rights shall not be infringed upon. Not with an asterisk to it.
But I don't disagree about people. I think people should be able to own guns. I'm for it. I just think that it gets unreasonable. Like with the way things are now, when you say, like, tracking guns, and again, I know it sounds crazy, but again, eventually we're going to have little things in our fingers where paper money will eventually be a thing of the past. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the technology is very around the corner for all that. They could easily put that in guns, easily, and it would just make them all traceable. And if you're a law-abiding citizen and your gun is where it is, then we're happy that you have it. Good. But if you're a criminal, or if your gun is stolen, or if your gun is being used in a robbery somewhere, well, then I think that society has a right to know that. And I think us protecting ourselves from people abusing the right of the Second Amendment is also very important. The Second Amendment is very important, but I think that a lot of people who wrote the Constitution didn't understand that the rest of us have to protect ourselves from people abusing it. And we do.
I understand that, but I'm just not getting the whole your expected privacy for your gun ownership from the government. That's a very important part of what they wanted. The government should not know who has, and I know it's out there. I really know it's out there. There's so much paperwork you have to go through in this day and age, but it's not this instantaneous knowledge of where you are with your gun. And you mean to tell me that would never be used? Let's say you had a nasty divorce.
Sure.
You have a gun. You never intend on doing anybody harm. But now you're driving towards the city that your ex-wife is in. Now, you mean to tell me that'll never be used as a kind of, this is iffy. Is he going to kill his ex-wife? Maybe we ought to stop him. Maybe we ought to ask him what. And all of a sudden it becomes a thing where now this technology is being used as some type of preemptive strike.
Well, maybe you don't interfere with the person driving. Maybe the thing is...
Minority Report, yes.
If the ex-wife wants to know, and if she's had a violent relationship, maybe she has the right to know that this guy is driving towards her. So maybe that instead of infringing on the guy, maybe you just see where he's going. You don't do anything about it. And again, with everything GPS, everybody knows we are anyway. But maybe the fact that she can be informed that this ex-husband is driving towards her, maybe fuck his right to privacy because he's probably going to shoot her. Like, you know, I mean, in those extreme cases.
Maybe.
That happens a lot. So I don't want his rights infringed upon, but I don't have any problem with her. And I understand what you mean about being tracked. Like, I don't disagree with you totally on that either. But there has to be a way to make it work, and just because I don't have it all worked out doesn't mean that...
Well, you get it worked out, Jimmy.
Well, I've just come up with this bill. It's called the Trace Guns with Computers bill.
Can I tell you what I heard in the gym?
Oh, that's pretty big, kid. I love your radio show. And your thanks.
This fucking guy. It was when the whole thing was going down outside the Empire State Building, obviously.
Yeah.
Right after the show, went to the gym. And the guy goes, wow, you hear what happened at the Empire State Building? It's like, yeah, man, guns are a problem in this country. Then he goes to this guy, he goes, this is what they should do. And we've all heard and seen this guy. This is what they should do. They should make bullets illegal. And then he goes, think about it, and walks away dramatically like he just made a great point.
Yeah.
Think about it, and then walks.
Nice.
And I'm sitting at this machine going, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Think about it. That's what they should do. Make the bullets illegal.
I don't know.
Just track them, and this way when they go over the border illegally, we know where they are. It's very possible. And what's wrong with but then again, I mean...
Let's get the death penalty involved. That'd be cool, too.
I would love to know where the guns are.
How about
and I'm happy to have citizens with guns.
Citizens with guns.
I'm very pleased that people can own guns.
Yeah. Well,
they should be able to.
There is an expectation of privacy to a certain extent, and that would be a real infringement on your...
Do you think the NRA would be against that?
They don't even like... They don't even like when they want to alter, when the government wants to alter guns for tracking in any way, shape, or form. Because they even wanted to do it in an analog sense by every firing pin would have a special etching on it that when they pick up a shell casing, they could trace that right back to the gun.
Sure.
Easily destroyed, easily filed off. So the only people that would be using it and be able to be held accountable are legal gun owners, which, you know, it's a waste of time, money, cost for the gun manufacturers to have to mill and retool things. So I don't know. I don't have an answer, but I don't think the problem is as serious that it merits some type of widespread infringement on law-abiding citizens' rights. That's all.
I mean, if somebody wants to kill somebody, and I guess if the easiest thing would be to use a gun, if now you can't get a gun, but the intent is still there, don't you just pick up a knife?
A knife. You know how many stabbings and bludgeonings there are in England?
There was almost one in Times Square.
It's crazy.
How come we're not all banning knives? Oh,
yeah, that guy with
terrible.
the knife.
Hey, did you hear about that thing in Times Square? There's too many knives in this country.
I think short beat knives that day.
And all we should do,
we can accept knives for some reason.
I think it's the ability of knives.
You know you can run away from a knife.
Yeah, I think it's more the ability of a
Even
gun.
that fat piece of shit was able to run.
Exactly. I think it's the ability of a gun to catch you across the street that bugs us all.
The way those cops were firing at that guy, I'd be more worried about if they had a knife on him. I'd be like, well, he's not going to hit me, but if he had a knife, then he might be able to be in range of me. But I'm not worried about it firing blindly with one arm.
Yeah, with his one-armed fucking stance.
We were making fun of that lady, and of course someone has to say it's hard to say what anyone would really do when bullets start flying.
Right.
We know that.
I know
but
what
it's
I
still
would
funny
do.
to look at because we weren't there.
I would fucking just start saying funny stuff like, "Oh, these are really bullets over Broadway."
You think someone would stop to laugh?
Yeah, the gunman. Probably have a few laugh.
You hear about this creep though? More info coming out about him. He lived on the Upper East Side.
Oh, yeah.
He got fired how long ago now? Like a little over a year, right?
That's a while ago.
And he's been wearing the same gray suit every day. He leaves his apartment every day in the same gray suit.
He's
and goes and gets a cup of coffee. Everyone knew him up there for being a little strange. And on Friday, he handed his keys in because they were redoing his apartment that he was renting, I guess.
Yeah.
Subleasing, some kind of weird thing. And said, look, here's the keys. And everyone was worried, where are you going to live? And he's like, oh, you don't have to worry about me. I'll never be back. And that was it.
I would love
he
the
went downtown and shot his old boss.
Yeah.
I would love the FBI to release the facts of this and like a profiler to go over this and tell you exactly what the company did wrong. Meaning there's ways to see this violence coming. It's never surprised.
Well, they both apparently had restraining orders out on each other, and there was always some kind of problem when they saw each other. He did say at one point that I'm going to kill you. And he reported it, but I mean,
but it's the guns. And
it's the guns. Yeah, it's the gun. That damn gun.
Yeah, but just because the guy was crazy, it doesn't negate the fact that guns are an issue. It's not saying that guns are everything. And I understand people kill, guns don't jump up and do it by themselves. But it doesn't negate the fact that the problem exists just because this guy was a crazy fuck. You know what I mean? The problem still does exist.
I would totally be for background checks. You know, I don't mind that. I don't mind them running my name through the FBI database every time I go to buy a gun. Fine. But how much is that really going to help? All right, so now you got to go an extra step and an extra step. A lot of these guys, especially recently, they've had no previous criminal records. There's no way to really weed them out.
What?
As nuts that
Unless
shouldn't have
cracked the guns.
What about making the penalties just brutal for using an illegal gun?
Again, Chicago has some of the most brutal gun laws there are, and
how
yet
bad
it's
is
the
it?
most.
How bad is it?
First of all, you're not even allowed to carry a gun.
Okay,
in
what
Chicago.
happens if you kill someone with an illegal gun?
If you kill someone, you're gonna get life in prison.
Life in prison.
Yeah.
What if you just
maim them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's up to the
But
judge.
those guys are all
I'm wondering
fucking
if there's any way to do that. Make the penalties just brutal. Death penalty shit. Like, get real crazy.
If you're out on the street with a gun in Chicago, you're breaking the law instantly.
Right.
How do we stop that?
But you're scared of getting killed. So, like, for them, like, for us, we can't comprehend that. But when you're living in that life, literally, you are watching your friends get shot. So the idea of going to jail or the gun laws are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because the price for not having one is you're going to get shot.
And it becomes logical to walk out of your own house with a gun.
But it's a cultural problem. It's not a fucking hardware problem. It's a cultural fucking problem that they're killing each other over there.
Someone says you got the Chicago thing wrong. I just want to make sure.
What?
You're allowed to have a gun in Chicago, but you can't leave your house?
Yeah, you can. Oh, and that you still need crazy fucking documentation.
Because I've always thought how you have said it over the years that you're just not allowed to own a gun in Chicago.
That's new. That law's new. You can.
Because a few people hit me up on Twitter. I'm just wondering.
You can have one in your house,
but you can't leave your house with a gun.
Oh, I don't think you can even have a handgun. But I know damn well you can't walk the streets. None of these shootings are happening in people's houses.
Wait,
by
are
the
you
way.
allowed to have a handgun in Chicago in your own home?
No. I think you could have a shotgun or a rifle.
And you can't obviously take that out on the street.
Oh, shut up. Master Queef.
What do you say?
I do not. And Chicago's got some of the toughest fucking gun laws there are. Stop it. Don't quibble with me. You're quibbling.
Quibble. No.
You're quibbling.
No one wants to be told they're quibbling.
He is quibbling. He's an idiot.
All right, why don't we take a break?
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yo, Colin Quinn, what's up?
Colin?
What's going on?
Hi, sir.
I'm calling for two reasons.
Yes.
One is, I don't know how you train your people, but they're very impolite. Dumb Roland, I see him in Long Island City the other day. We're the only two people on the whole fucking block. And meanwhile, we had discussed Long Island City, how he was going to come see me, which he never did. He lives like a block from where I was doing the show. And then I go, Roland, and he starts skulking like, you ever see Rebenga when he goes into the refugee camp?
Rebenga?
Yeah. Fucking skulking like he's literally like got a bag full of child porn or something. And then, to make matters worse, asshole Norton, I put a little place a couple of calls to him. You know, and you don't leave messages these days. You know, you do it hip style. You just kind of leave your number, and then they call you. This asshole doesn't call me back, so then I tweet at him. I'm like, you know, when you tweet at somebody, they usually get. This prick still doesn't get back to me, like 2 days later.
Hold on. I'm looking right now through all of my missed calls, and I do not see one from you.
Whoa. Maybe check under liar, Colin Quinn.
But
I was going to say, why would I make that up?
You probably dialed. I don't think you're lying. I think you dialed the wrong number because you're old and your fingers are thin, and you probably hit the wrong one. You probably called somebody else, Jim Belushi.
Look on your tweets, ass.
I haven't checked my Twitter.
We said look on your sweet ass, I think.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. When did you tweet me?
Shut up! I'm sick of this liar, and everyone's going along with this fucking liar.
I didn't know you tweeted me. I would have acknowledged it with a little hey or an LOL.
Roland, what happened? Why didn't you recognize Colin?
I can't.
Honestly, the tweet could be a mistake on my part, because the default avatar looks like Jim's headshot.
Uh-huh.
The what?
The default avatar.
The default egg.
Okay, now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now. It was the 25th at 3:15 p.m. That was yesterday, right? I was fast.
Oh, you're really efficient, aren't you? It was the 25th. Shut up. It was 2 days ago.
Oh. Call Jim Norton to tell him a funny run-in I had with Roland yesterday. Never heard back. That's cool. He's busy. I didn't, and I wouldn't classify that as a funny run-in. I would classify that as a justifiably ignored by Roland.
I would never ignore him. My friend lives in that building. I thought it was him just busting my balls. I can't see that far.
Roland can't see that far?
I can't see that far.
Can we do an eye test with Roland right now?
Yeah, your eyes are pretty bad.
Is it easy to get that chart?
Yeah, we could do that.
And how many feet?
We'll figure it out.
I only got 2 feet. How many do you got?
I thought I heard my name, but I didn't quite know, and I just saw a person. I don't know who that.
You recognize Colin's voice? Hey, Roland.
Who else could that be?
Well,
Sylvia Miles.
I went across the street once. It wasn't. I thought somebody was calling me, and the girl goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I thought you called me." She goes, "No, no." I'm like, damn it. Fucking
idiots.
I've heard Roland is very blind. We're gonna give him a eye test today. I want to know how blind he is. Anyway,
I am gonna laugh.
That's all I had.
That's it.
I'm gonna laugh
Colin.
at Rebenga.
Rebenga!
He sulked off like Rebenga walking into
See you guys later.
See you, man.
Take it easy, Colin.
Oh, am I gonna laugh about that all day?
Whoa.
Yes?
Something else?
Yeah.
I thought he was.
He gone. He
He's
gone. He gone. I hate that. Isn't that Chicago? Who's that fucking baseball announcer for the White Sox, I think? He gone. He gone.
That's his home run call?
He gone. That's when they strike out somebody. He gone. I fucking hate that.
Are you a Jets fan?
No. No, I'm not.
Oh, Roland is. Hi, Roland.
What happened? They look shitty, though. I heard that.
Sucked.
Well, it is preseason, but the fact remains
They haven't scored a
Jets have
touchdown.
not thrown for a touchdown yet. Remember the big, QB controversy? They got two
QBs.
They got 2 QBs, and they can't. Not one of them could get the fucking ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
They have not
He
thrown
would
for
try.
a touchdown yet.
They came close, but nothing.
They get close, but nothing.
So we're a little nervous. Jet Nation is a little nervous.
Oh. Everybody is so into their fantasy football. I've noticed a lot of tweets about their... even our own Travis, I guess, is involved in this.
Travis had 2 good picks.
Travis.
Those are my first 2 picks. I have a very good team.
Oh, do you?
I think so.
Who are some of your standouts?
Who do you got?
know.
You know?
I got Stafford in my second pick, which I'm very happy about.
No.
He's the quarterback for the Lions.
Not a fucking clue. Not even the slightest.
You don't like fantasy football?
Fantasy football's fun, and it's so much
don't
easier
even get it.
than fantasy baseball because you only have to worry about it once a week.
I don't even get it.
And I'm in first place in fantasy baseball, so very good.
Do I get the red zone this year, Time Warner?
No.
No.
We are the only ones
Time
that
Warner
don't.
fucks you over.
Oh, man.
Even Cablevision.
Time Warner's the last holdout?
They're terrible.
Cablevision signed a
terrible.
deal with the NFL Network.
I don't believe in that Fios, though, yet.
Time Warner's the last one.
Fios rules.
I want
How many years? How many years?
God, how many years, right?
That you've been trying to tell me
Fios.
to do this. You got
Great.
Fios, Jimmy?
Love it.
All right, I'm coming over for Red Zone.
It's phenomenal.
Nice.
My building doesn't allow it.
I'll get a Red Zone at your house.
Yeah, all right. I know what I read. Shut up. Yeah. I know that Some people are annoyed they didn't get to see Breaking Bad. Wow.
Why didn't they?
Did. Well, there's a problem. I'm not going to mention it here because I might have to talk about them in a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a problem with the AMC.
Roland, don't look over there. I want to do this eye exam. How many feet back does he have to go? Don't look, I said. Roland. I go, don't look. So what does he do?
Roland. Roland, Edgar. Jesus.
How many feet, Danny?
Well, he should really be 20 feet away, and I don't think we have that kind of room in here. So we'll have to go outside. But you know what? If he's as bad as he says,
yeah, get him to the couch. Go to the couch.
I don't think he'll make it. So
go all the way to the couch as far back as you can. Is that 20 feet in? That's not even close.
That's probably 15.
15.
Colin was way farther. That's why.
You know, you'll find out.
So you're cheating.
You
already.
measure from the dorsal to the tail fin.
Roland, read the first line.
F.
Okay, good.
F.
It is F.
All right, yes. Second one.
B, C.
He's already having a problem, though.
He's
F.
okay. He's got it.
But he's got it, but he's having a problem. You can
Line
tell.
2. Is his mic working?
Hold on. Get a mic near you.
P.
Okay.
T. E. O.
Okay.
All right.
We're good. Next one.
Fuck me.
Nope.
Looks like a. B. Z. F. E. D. I don't know. What's that?
You got that, right?
Yeah, he got that one.
All right.
But barely.
Q.
So it's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
D.
Uh-huh.
C. D. T. A. Is that?
Whoa.
Okay.
All right, that one you really fucking dropped the ball on.
So it's the fifth line.
Yeah, I mean,
is that bad?
He's between 20, 30, 20, 40, but again, he's not a full 20 feet back.
Yeah, and Colin was at least like 70. It was like way up. I thought when I saw like a little wave, I'm like, I don't know who.
Roland is blind.
Yeah.
Roland could use a little prescription.
Yeah.
Wow, now I need it from 20 feet.
I don't think he would have gotten the 20-40 line.
He would have died after F.
Oh, Kenny.
What's wrong, Kenny?
Kenny thinks it's one long word.
I was doing it from outside the glass. You can go out there and look.
All right, go outside the glass.
Can you?
Kenny, what's
that'll make up the 5 feet.
What's 20 feet, you think?
You're supposed to cover one eye and do it.
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, they got each eye.
But we'll go with 2. Go outside now.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the extra
call
5
the
feet.
hotline, Roland.
Okay.
V O C D U T.
When he starts like answer or reading the lines as questions, then you know we're getting into trouble.
It could be a problem.
B C. B C.
I got 20-30 according to that.
Oh, yeah?
Is that about right?
Well, I guess 20-20 is the best.
But 20-30, you can drive and shit.
Was that IQ? 20, 30?
All right, hold on. Here he is.
Okay. All right.
All right, Roland, start with the first line.
F?
Okay, F.
BC?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
T? I know that was. That thing looks like I know at the end, but the 2 I don't know.
So what is it?
The Ched don't know. The Ched don't know.
T-K-D-O?
Oh, my God. So what's that, Danny?
He added an extra letter.
Adding letters.
It wasn't even there.
20-50 is really bad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
2050. Jesus.
All right, Roland. That killed 2 minutes. Thanks.
B.
There goes Roland.
Oh, his eyes fucking suck a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's his mouth.
So audio we didn't get to last week, but it's terrific audio. Dana White cancels UFC 151, which would have been this past Saturday.
Yep.
And it's all over. Jon
No, it would have
Jones.
been this coming Saturday.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Jon Jones decided not to take a fight with Chael Sonnen.
It was offered. What happened was, I think that originally, they had asked a couple of people. I think Lyoto Machida, but he didn't want to fight him right away. And there was a couple of other names I think that came up. And then Chael jumped up. But Chael was not just sitting on a couch. He was training with Henderson. And Jones is saying he would have had 3 days' notice because the last 5 days are cutting weight and doing press.
Now, it's easy
Isn't that crazy to have to do? I mean, really? You couldn't fight like that.
It's easy to hate Jon Jones. Period.
Yeah, it's easy to be annoyed at him.
Period.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I don't know, man. He makes some valid points, I think. I mean, I don't think a fight card should be canceled over one fight. The card should be a little stronger, no?
The reason I'm not sure about it is because, I mean, the headline event's the headline event. A Jon Jones championship fight is a very tough one to replace on a card. Like, even if the bottom of the card is really good, that's a big fucking, that's the draw.
You still need something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And for the Dana or those, their thinking is he should have just, and Rogan tweeted he was shocked. And a lot of fighters have been surprised. So I'm kind of
now, why was he shocked? Because Joe obviously knows this sport.
Because he's saying, I can't believe Jon Jones wouldn't take a fight with a guy who hasn't been training for the fight. Like, why wouldn't he take that fight? And a lot of people think as a champion, you always got to be ready to go. And you're contracted for a fight. And it happens before where a lot of times people do swap out. It's just, I guess, people get hurt in training, probably more than in boxing. Because you're using more. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of takedowns. Like, Henderson, I think in the takedown defense hurt his knee.
It is a sport that happens frequently.
Because there's so much more body.
Way more than boxing.
Well, yeah, definitely more in training.
Way more, yeah.
But then again, in the Foreman Ali fight, Foreman got cut in Zaire. They didn't bring in a replacement. They waited 6 weeks and fought. That's obviously a
Did
different...
they have to wait in there for 6 weeks?
6 weeks, yeah, in Zaire.
That's part of the documentary. They're just sitting around waiting for him to heal.
Yeah.
So this is Dana White. He is pissed. Yeah. Most have heard the audio by now, but
I have not.
You haven't heard the audio of Dana White?
Neither.
Okay.
So this is probably one of my all-time lows as being president of the UFC over the last 11 years. For the first time in 11 years, we're going to cancel an event. This Saturday's fight at Mandalay Bay is being canceled. Dan Henderson has a partial tear in his MCL and couldn't continue. He tried to train. He tried to continue to work out. He saw doctors, and there was nothing we could do to save that fight. So one of the things that you guys have heard me brag about a million times is how UFC doesn't have to cancel events. We can, we can always find a replacement. For somebody to fight Jon Jones on 8 days' notice is tough to do. But to be totally honest with you guys, one guy did, not only when I called him did he say, I'll take the fight, he said, I'll fly to Las Vegas tonight and fight him. And that was Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen accepted the fight with Jon Jones, wanted the fight bad. So as of, 8, 9 o'clock last night, we had a fight. We here at the UFC started working, creating different commercials. PR started getting ready to crank up. I was going to do this call, and this was obviously going to be a much different call this morning. But the one thing that I never thought in a million years would happen, happened. Jon Jones said, I'm not fighting Chael Sonnen with 8 days' notice. Again, something that's never happened in UFC history. A guy who's a world champion and considered one of the pound-for-pound best turns down a fight. So that has never happened either.
Wow, Chael Sonnen.
All right, so I don't understand
I've always said
that.
Sonnen.
All right, I had it all backwards.
What do you mean?
Why isn't he fighting him? Why isn't he fighting Sonnen?
Well,
why wouldn't he?
I'll tell you what. His trainer, Greg Jackson, advised him against it. And this is their thinking. From what I can tell. Because Henderson was training, Chael was helping Henderson train for the Jones fight. So it wasn't like he was just sitting on a couch doing nothing. He probably was not in fighting shape.
But Jones was training for a fight.
I think Jones...
So he should be ready... I thought he was the one that, from all the hubbub I heard, I actually thought he was the one that got called up last minute.
No, but Jones isn't fighting for a while still. Another month, right? The next UFC event?
Well, now they've pushed it back. Yeah,
right.
But he was on the card.
Yes, for this one. But they
so
pushed
he
him
should have fought.
Well, the reason...
Wait, Jon Jones was on this card too?
This was the card he was on.
Yeah.
He got pushed back to the next one.
You're thinking the same thing I was thinking.
I'm fucking confused.
See?
Here's the fight.
Jon Jones was definitely fighting.
Jon Jones
was going to fight UFC
Dan
at
Henderson
151.
We're supposed to fight this coming Saturday.
Right.
Henderson hurt his knee.
Right.
He wanted to fight. He couldn't. So they tried to find a replacement fight for Jones.
God, I'm with Anthony. I'm a dummy.
Hey.
He was scheduled to fight.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
He was scheduled to
I'm
fight.
a dummy on this one. We're both dummies on this one. I'm sorry.
Jon Jones was scheduled to fight in 8 days.
Wow. Gotcha.
So they try to find a replacement fight. And again, I think they went to Lyoto Machida, and I think Machida said, no, I will not fight Jon Jones without proper training camp. And I think they got him Vitor Belfort. I'm sorry, that's who he's fighting. Vitor Belfort did say yes, but not now. He'll fight him in a few weeks. He needed time to train. But they needed him to fight. They didn't want to cancel this card.
Right.
So I think that they made some calls, and nobody would fight Jon Jones without the proper training, except Chael Sonnen. Chael said he would.
I'm a complete idiot, and I want to apologize to Dana White because I was confused why he was losing his mind. I'm dumb.
I thought the guy that was asked last minute said, fuck you, I haven't been training. But this guy's been training for a championship fight, and now another guy comes in, and he's got to fight him. Fuck yeah, fight him.
Yeah, of course, Jon Jones
Get in there and fight, you fucking idiot.
Jon Jones absolutely should have taken the fight.
Jon Jones should have done it.
Here's why they said no, and this is what Greg Jackson's thinking was. Like Henderson is a stand-up fighter. Henderson throws a fucking right that would literally knock fucking... I can't think of an example, but he throws a booming right. And Chael is a wrestler.
Knock a personality into Club Soda Kenny?
Oh.
No, he doesn't hit that hard.
Yeah.
He doesn't hit that. That's something you need. Something they have an atomic fucking atom smasher, which is Kenny's head in an atom meeting and just talking until the atom hangs itself. Hello, Adam. Nothing.
Oh, he's not amused.
I am stupid.
But Chael's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's the absolute opposite, which is probably why he was helping Henderson. He was probably helping his wrestling.
Got it.
And
I got it all now.
So Jones was training for a stand-up fighter. But I'll say this. Greg Jackson said Chael is just a dangerous fighter. And he's one of those guys. My thinking is that he just fought Silva. He went a round and a half with him and lost. But he didn't go 5 tough rounds. So he trained for 3 months to fight probably the best fighter in the world. Had a pretty good first round and then lost the second. So he's not beat up from that fight.
Gotcha.
And he was training Henderson. So they probably thinking he's in better shape than he's acknowledging. And Jones...
Shows Jon Jones respects Chael.
Absolutely, because Chael's dangerous, man, and Chael has nothing to lose.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, though, Jon Jones was in a tough spot and should have taken the fight.
He should have taken the fight. He should have taken it.
I was thinking Jon Jones was 152 for some reason.
No, he was 151.
Let me tell you.
Obviously.
Let
me tell you something. If Dana and company over there are known for not canceling events because they can just get a replacement like that, and you get a replacement, then the guy that's originally on the card should have to fucking fight.
Especially a fight like Jones Sonnen, which I don't think we'll see.
Huh.
That would have been much bigger.
Yeah.
Because Henderson's a respected, tough dude. But Chael just has this thing around him where he's such a shit talker,
right.
And he's so good at promoting, and he's a really tough guy, and he's crazy. Like, he literally, Chael's so funny, he said on Twitter, he goes to Jon Jones, I make a lot more than you.
Oof.
Or he might have actually said this. He goes, I'll give you my purse. I make a lot more money than you. Which, of course, he doesn't. But he's like, I make a lot more than you. I'll give you my purse. He just says anything.
But what a fruit, he carries a purse.
The other side of the argument, obviously, it's... Jon Jones was training for a specific fighter,
sure.
So that fucks up his training in his head a little bit. Yeah, but I think knowing the UFC and this happens, I think unfortunately you got to take the fight.
You got to.
Jones,
Crazy.
I think would definitely beat Chael. It's not a reflection on Chael. I think Chael's a lighter guy. Jones is heavier, and I think Jones is much younger and stronger.
Chael, how does he say his name?
It's Sonnen. It's weird to get used to. I always thought Sonnen, but I guess it's Sonnen.
I always said Sonnen, but it's Sonnen.
Yeah.
He's a character, obviously.
Yeah, I love him.
And,
I want him on this show desperately.
I want him too, man. We should get him on the show.
We love Chael.
Get the word out. We'll take a phone from him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anything. But here's Chael.
You've got a guy that's in great shape and healthy turning down a fight. That just doesn't happen. You have a champion turning down a fight, and that just doesn't happen. And you have a main event that an industry is counting on. For one bratty, entitled kid to pull the plug on all of that, it really, really blew me away. I've simply never heard of it in any of those regards. And he was all of that wrapped into one champ, main event, in shape, and still turned it down.
Wow, yeah.
I do wish that he would consider all of the other people that this affects. And there's guys on the undercard who are scratching and clawing for their chance, that are on borrowed money, that are sleeping at the gym, and that are counting on that paycheck. It's a tremendously big deal for some rich brat out in New Mexico to just say the hell with you all.
Some rich brat out of New Mexico, he called him? Ooh. Wow.
What did Jon Jones say? Because he didn't talk publicly about this.
Jones says...
He's got a statement, though, right?
Dan Henderson got hurt and the fight was canceled. I signed a contract a long time ago to fight Dan Henderson. That's what I studied for. And that's what I prepared myself for. To take a fight with a different opponent in which I would basically have 3 days of training before traveling and then starting to cut weight, I just thought would be the dumbest idea ever. I wouldn't have been properly prepared. I definitely apologize to the other fighters on the card. I feel terrible, but it also wasn't my decision to cancel the whole card. I don't make those decisions. I apologize to the people that lost money on tickets and travel and things like that. I don't apologize for my decision, but I do apologize for the way it affected people. I hope people can understand I was just trying to do the best thing for my career. I'm moving forward, I'm continuing to work, and I'm working on transforming my body from great shape to phenomenal shape. My goal now is to beat Lyoto better than I did the first time.
Ray?
I want to be a better version of myself, and I'm looking forward to it. That was before, I think.
Is that you talking, or were you reading a statement?
That was Jim Norton. That's what I would say if I was a man. That was Jones, but I think now it's Vitor Belfort, not.
But you're in great shape, Jim. You're in great shape, and you're hoping to get in phenomenal shape.
Well, I'm actually a fat pig, so I'm on no carbs again.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fine statement. Now what do we do? Now I think Jon Jones did the right thing.
No, I think
right?
well,
you know, shit is. Well, he didn't train for that guy, so.
But I think he outweighs Chael. I think that would have been I'd love to have seen that fight, man.
You got to take the chance.
I think you got to take it.
That you didn't train for this particular guy because, as far as that whole thing goes, you got to kind of be a company guy.
Because you're in a business where this happens a lot. So you know in the back of your head, fuck, this could happen. And,
And by the way, I said Anderson Silva called and agreed to fight Jones, but it was after the fight. He didn't realize it was after it was canceled. He was calling from Brazil.
Oh.
And his guy called, but they'd already canceled the event.
So it's just done.
Wait, Silva, Jon Jones?
I wouldn't want to see it like that anyway. I wouldn't want to see it when Anderson Silva wasn't ready. Like
you want that as like a well-prepared fight. Will that ever happen?
Nah, Silva won't do it. Silva won't do it.
How much money they're going to lose?
That's a lot.
That's probably why he's so mad.
But Chael Sonnen not take. I mean, Chael's a fucking animal. He really is. I mean, for him to shit talk Anderson Silva like that when he knew he had to fight him, he's pretty fucking ballsy. He's a ballsy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a crazy white dude.
Well, let's get Chael on the phone.
I think he would talk to us, yeah.
You think? I don't think anybody's talking about this right now.
Oh, Chael.
They're all scared.
Yeah, we reached out to Dana White. He's
scared of
I just texted him. I don't know if he'll...
Nah, we tried. When you weren't here, too.
Oh.
We tried.
Oh.
Give him,
wow.
Doesn't need us. He'll just video blog it.
Video blog.
Now, what do we got here? What do you got?
I just want to remind everybody that I got a gig coming up on Friday.
All right.
Yes. Remember the band Rotgut?
Yes.
Oh, sure you don't. Anyway, we're getting back together again just for some fun. Shits and giggles. We rehearsed last week, and then we just rehearsed yesterday again.
How was it?
Hilarious. We were fucking having such a good time doing this, and it sounds like amazing. I forgot how good my brother plays like bass. It's fucking slapping and shit, and we were throwing together some Chili Peppers songs and a lot of the fun-spirited original.
Are you doing
music.
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, we do a few Chili Peppers.
Are you gonna do Most Motherfuckers Don't Go Downstairs?
Yes. Give a damn. Let's go downstairs.
I hope you sing that wrong.
Oh my God! Imagine that.
Jalapeno.
Because I've heard you do that like 1,000 times.
Most motherfuckers don't go downstairs. All confident.
Oh yeah, and I'd be like, "Fuck, that's
blood, sugar, sex, magic." I sang that lyric wrong every single time. Anyway, good.
Yeah. So Raka, it's this Friday, 9 p.m. at KJ Farrell's. That's in Belmore, out on Long Island, 242 Pettit Avenue in Belmore. And it's just gonna be a fucking pisser. We've been laughing.
Can I go?
Brother, Joe Curry.
No. I want to go.
Fred Persino and Fred's. I think it's his nephew. I
you still don't know.
Right. I do. You know what? He comes in and we gig, and he's a great guy and everything, but we haven't talked. We haven't spoken or anything. He, amazingly enough, looks a lot like Danny Ross. He really. People are going to think you're playing fucking guitar for Rock.
Oh, really?
Swear to God.
Oh, cool. I'll get some new fans.
I really think people are going to think he looks like Danny a lot. So, yeah, I'm psyched for that. It's going to be fun.
I will expect a complimentary ticket.
You will get a VIP treatment, Jim Norton. VIP treatment.
Yeah. Once again, I don't know how to say your name. Natas Chaos, whatever. Natas Kaos. He's a regular. Just to add it to the argument, you boys are off. He trained for one style. No champ ever, in capital letters, takes a last-minute fight. Guys who are desperate do.
But I think it's happened before. But he did train for a totally different style, which I do understand. He trained to look out for Henderson's right, which is... he throws a right that pictures something being knocked over by something powerful. That's what his right does.
Does it again.
You can come up with something. Try.
Picture, dude.
How hard is this right?
That fucking thing. It's like take whatever the hardest thing you can think of. Fucking make it like even harder than that, and it fucking comes fast.
I'll help you along. Something with maybe Rich Voss.
He fucking he throws such a booming right.
Something with Rich Voss.
That if it would punch Rich Voss and like knock him somewhere into something. That's like fucking whatever it would take to knock Rich Voss into something.
So you're saying it's really hard. He hits like hard enough. I don't know.
His right is like. Fwapoom!
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 That's pretty bad.
With Henderson, he sets you up, and when he unloads that, he uncorks that right, which I think Jon Jones would have been able to stay away from, and he would have just put Dan Henderson on the ground. Although I don't think Henderson's ever been submitted.
No.
He is another tough white psychopath with fucking like Deliverance face.
Yeah, the white guys are. He's fucking scary.
He
like
looks
that.
like he's a guy that could literally walk shirtless into any bar and just try to fuck someone's wife, and they'd go, "Please, sir, please don't fuck my wife." Because he's got like cauliflower ears and a fucking deadpan stare. He's truly nuts. But that fucking, I'm sure his left hurts too, but his right hand, motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
It's been described as like a fucking. Just a fucking, like a weapon. Fwapoom! Fwapoom! And he trains actually in Irvine, right by the Improv, where I'll be performing Thursday through Saturday, September 13th through 15th. I'm going to the Funny Bone in Columbus, September 21, 22.
Oh, when is that?
September 21, 22. And I have to clear something up. I only have one show each night in Canada.
Oh, there's medicine for it.
Friday, October 12th, 8 o'clock, I'm at the Rickshaw Theater in Vancouver. Only one show. Kenny thought it was 8 and 10, but because it was 8-10, it's 8 to 10 p.m.
I want to go to Vancouver.
One show.
Let's go to Vancouver.
And then the week after, October 19th,
yeah.
Henderson, Las Vegas. Speaking of Dan Henderson, tie-in. I know I'm giving way too many plugs, but my website's not done due to Bob Kelly's guy fucking just taking his time. And November 9th, I'm in Toronto, Canada at the Underground Cinema.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would love to go. We should go to do these gigs. We'll go do these live appearances just nowhere around my live gig, maybe a month or two before or after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Because why would I do that?
Why would you? Don't do it around that.
Oh, the company pays a quarter of a night or something.
A quarter of my room for the night.
A quarter? Is that really what they actually offered?
I don't. Is it?
Half.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Half of one night.
For my room. For the Cleveland.
We got a new production piece.
Oh, cool.
You know how we repurpose audio now?
I love that. To repurpose audio.
That's basically, you hear some shit go down, and then the guys are forced to take that audio and repurpose it and make it into something a little different.
Sure, repurposing audio. They live for that around here.
So, is that the setup here, Travis?
That's it.
That's all I have to say.
All you have to say is, here's the new audio.
That's all you have to say, Negro.
Here's the new audio.
Yeah.
New from Got It Recordings and Egghead Records. All the hottest Opie and Anthony sounds repackaged and approved by management. It's now That's What I Call Repurposed Volume 1. Never before has all this repurposed radio audio been available in a single compilation. Hear what happens when a comedian telling a story about a simple trip becomes a war hero.
Every American soldier has to experience loss.
I was over there. I had 2 milkshakes. One of the Marines goes, "You gonna have both of those, fatty?" So I gave him one, and then my other one fell. I had to go back and get 2 more.
The Comedians Don't Stop with Rich Voss and a conversation about technology that turns into a little something else.
Good morning. Thanks for calling Radio Shack. You hook it up, okay?
Are you listening? Are you listening to me? Can you open a browser and go to your homepage?
Bingo. We have a winner.
Hey, was Sam talking about circumcision or docking?
Sam, what made you even want to get into docking in the first place?
For whatever reason, I wasn't circumcised, obviously, when I was born.
Now That's What I Call Repurposed brings you the racist rant turned into a country sweeping song. And we really get meta with repurposed.
Purpose is sounding weird now.
Repurposed. Nice.
We've got to keep pumping them out, or they won't leave us alone. It's Now That's What I Call Repurposed Volume 1. Available now from Got It Recordings and Egghead Records.
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Could it be perhaps you're tired of banging your wife? How many times can you bang the same lass before your Willie tells you he's had enough? Introduce him to some new cunt, and bam, you're banging like you're back in the 12th grade. So where's the best place to find new cunt? AshleyMadison.com, you wanker pack of tea drinkers. With over 14 million members, Ashley Madison is filled with women in sexless marriages who aren't looking for anything but a good rogering. Sound too good to be true? They guarantee it. If you don't find some sexually deprived lass whose wanker husband probably has erectile dysfunction, Ashley Madison will give you your pounds back. What's better, popping a blue pill to bang your lass for the 1000th time, or listening to your Willie Peter and finding some new hot and horny cunt? Forget Viagra and join AshleyMadison.com. 100% secure. Anonymous and Viagra free. That was very good.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony, Sirius XM.